This is Cashy the King. I got my chef. Whoa, I don't have my chef to left. I got the Big D, Dante. Legendary Northeast Philadelphia Ben Salem character.
How you doing, man?
Sitting in for the chef. Got Mike Wall over to my right. Smile and laughing.
No, I'm offended by that. I'm fine with. I'm the second most tenured person here, and I still get second billing.
Well, you know when it comes out, like I'm Cashy the King, I'm chef tonight, comes right out of me, and then all of a sudden he ain't sitting there. What am I gonna do? Well, we got to you. Don't worry about it, man. You know.
Oh, kick off the ball for it. All right. It's about time. I got some love.
This is the Sports Goombahs, live from the 515 studios here in Bucks County, PA. Give us a call, 267-563-2893. It's the Sports Goombahs hotline. We're live at www.sgshow.net. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Humagram, whatever gram.
Tinder?
Tinder. You ever Tindering? Yeah,
of course.
You want to date with the three of us, you go to Tinder.
If you swipe right.
I ain't married. Yep, you good?
No, I'm good, yeah. I'm married.
Our thoughts and prayers go out with my chef to left, Brendan B., who lost his mother last Thursday, and he'll be back with us next Monday. Prayers go out to him. All right. Where do we start this week from? You know, baseball just started, and of course, you know, I'm excited because my Dow Jones, KC, Royals are kicking ass and taking names. But locally, I'm a little sick to my stomach because we were told the Phillies were going to stink. They don't stink, but they're making mistakes. It could be 4-2 right now.
They stink.
Well,
but they're not.
They're getting
winners.
pitching. They're getting the pitching, which is very surprising. You know, as far as I'm concerned. You know, except for Cole Hamels, who can't get no support whatsoever. But that's just the way it goes with him. He's haven't got support in 2 years.
Yeah.
What bothers me about the team is the fundamental mistakes in the coaching area, the manager.
It's on the field too.
Yeah, but you know when you're in the bottom of the ninth inning or the top of the 10th, I think it was, and it was yesterday's game. I'm watching, and you get your first 2 runners on with nobody out, and you're down 2 runs. You got to bunt the ball over because the next batter gets a single 2-run score. You tie this game. It's fundamental base. I don't care the night before they had trouble with the bunt.
It's more than trouble.
Well, what did you? Does that mean you disavow? You abandoned the bunt for the rest of the season?
No. I mean,
when you're not hitting and you can't hit the long ball, you got to play small ball. So you better get the button right.
They can't hit the long ball, but they can't hit the shortest ball of a bunt.
Yeah,
no, absolutely not.
Fundamentally, you know, the bunt's pretty much disappeared from baseball in general. You don't see too much of it.
Well, there's theories that it actually turns out to be a bad play in the long run. Like that and stolen bases. I don't know all the sabermetrics people out there, but. Yeah, I mean it's a common thing. If I don't think the night before Saturday, I didn't see yesterday's game. I did see Saturday's game, and it was first and second, nobody out, and they botched the bunt. Then the next guy botched the bunt. Next inning, botched the bunt. They did it back to back. They did it every time. You know what stinks is that you watch what happened that inning. It would have made a difference. We would have got that second one probably because the pitching, the Washington pitching would have changed everything around. And a couple ground balls, fly ball would have scored a run. So it's different. But, you know, this is the kind of mistakes that Sandberg's been making since he's been here. I've been seeing. Between that and pulling pitchers too soon, you know, he's a bit of a problem, I think. Even though the team doesn't have much there to go to, if you look at this first week of baseball, they could have been, you know, they could have won a few games. They could have been up on top a little bit right now, you know?
There's also a thing, too, where yesterday's game, Scherzer is playing, you know, is pitching against O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan's the 5th starter at best, you know, at best, and they could have actually stole the game there against probably one of a big ace in in the league, and to take a dump like that and lose an extra innings, that's terrible.
You know, watching Ryan Howard and to see him bat, it's like what's he doing in Major League Baseball? You know what I mean? At this point, he's like a rally killer. He's an everything killer. I know he's getting paid. Money, you know, what are you going to do about it? But when it comes to bat, it's a problem. It's not even like a positive now.
They were saying, I was listening to the radio today, they were saying it's like they're almost doing him a disservice by putting him in there because it's like you're embarrassing yourself. I mean, I wouldn't take it that far. Just, he had the big double the night before, or I think it was the night before, maybe 2 nights before. But he's not embarrassed. He had a bad game, but Howard unfortunately has more of those than most people. But
listen, he's ruining his value as a DH.
Yeah.
And the American League's looking at him, they're like, we don't need this guy. What are they doing? He can't hit, so he's worthless to us because he's not playing the field.
I can pull the list of all American League DHs. I'm pretty sure he'd be in the top half. I'm sure there's some really bad ones out there.
Which one? Who don't you want to see at the plate? I don't want to see him at the plate anymore. That's getting that bad. Where
because we're tired of him. I'm sure he'd be a fresh face, and then in Cleveland or Tampa, they'd be like, oh yeah, all right.
Somebody's not playing because he's playing. That's all I know.
Rough.
Yeah, not that that's a whole lot better there, but still, it's a young player. It's different.
Youngish.
Youngish, yeah. I mean, he can.
Franco.
Anybody at this point, because I don't need a strikeout in that spot every time he comes up, because more times than none he's striking out.
Yeah. I mean, every time that it's an 0-2 count, a 1-2 count with Howard, all you hear, anyone can say whether you're at. I mean, I was at the game, and everyone around me was saying, "Oh, just throw it low away in the dirt. He's gonna swing at it." And what do? He throw it low and away in the dirt, and it's nowhere near the plate, and he swings at it.
It's almost like he's guessing. He's guessing all the time.
It's unreal.
Today he guessed, and he struck out. The ball was in the dirt. I mean, he like was off balance. He almost fell, I think, when he swung at this one because he was guessing at it, and it was way wrong.
Maybe they're keeping in line with Dave because they're praying for another, torn Achilles on a bad swing. Maybe we can finally get him out of the lineup now.
I'm feeling bad for Chase Utley too. He's looking like the both of them up there. They're aged players. They look it. Just their whole demeanor is aged. They don't even look, and it is what it is. They are aged. You know what I mean? These guys have been in the league 10 years, 12 years now, and that's it. That's baseball. It's sports. That's the way it goes, and it's the Phillies' fault for hanging on to players like that too long, and it's going to cripple them for the next 4 years. And they might get lucky. I can't, they can't hit. There's no hitting here. There's inning spurts that they have. That's about all they can produce. You're not going to see a game that's going to have runs every inning, and they're not going to produce that kind. They just don't have the batters for it. Anyway, there's no power. There's nothing there. I mean, we talked about this before. That lineup doesn't scare anybody at all. There's not a player in that. Who scares anybody in that lineup? I mean, there's nobody.
Honest to God, not.
Yeah.
I don't remember a baseball team that had not one player that scared anybody at this point. And the only reason they beat up on Washington a little bit is because Washington's beat up.
They're missing half their line.
Yeah, that's the key. And then, it's like anything else. Baseball.
Well, baseball of all sports,
You
can have a bad team and you'll still win games. It's not like it's football where the Jaguars just flat out aren't going to beat the Buccaneers or the Patriots. Yeah. It's not going to happen. But in baseball, you can be the worst team. Once in a while, you'll knock off a really good team.
Well, the volume of games makes that possible.
Yeah.
It's just like I got to wait for Kansas City to lose a baseball game so I can get back on them right.
I mean, what I saw yesterday was when I looked at the lineup and I saw Cody Ashe in the 3-hole. Yeah, that right there to me, I was like, you know what, I'm done. I don't want to see this. I don't want to deal with it. And that's the person that's the person that now Howard has in front of him that's supposed to protect him when no one's even scared of Howard anymore, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, it's a shame, and like you said, you were down at the game, and what did you see? You saw a lack of participation by fans.
It was absolutely dead. So 1 o'clock game on a Sunday, 70-degree weather, absolutely beautiful, and it was not busy.
Any other year, that's 45,000 plus. Easy. It doesn't matter if you're playing the Diamondbacks or Marlins for 55.
And they're promoting, and the biggest thing that's going on down there is the food and booze. Can you believe it? That's what they're promoting down.
9 patties, baby.
No,
you try it?
I know. I walked by it and actually saw it, and it was blue.
You're on a health kick now.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Maybe like 4 or 5 patties, but 9.
No, not 9. No, 9. He's up on that.
And what they do? They only whack the liquors. Well,
they have they're supposed to have a liquor bar out in center field, and I walked around the whole entire stadium looking for it. And I finally asked somebody when I walked all the way around. They go, we're thinking about. I think they got rid of it because so many people complain because you can't leave where the liquor bar is. You have to stay there, take your shots, take your drinks, and then you can't go back to your seat. Well, that's fine. Okay, well, let's all have shots. Let's all have drinks in center field. Watch the game, which obviously no one really cares about when you have Ben Revere batting first, Herrera batting second, Ashe batting third, and the big piece of shit batting fourth. So,
here's the thing, though: they want to promote the drinking, and they don't want you getting whacked. But if the game isn't good, what else are you going to do?
That's the only thing you can do.
By the way, in that order he just threw out, which I think was their actual order. is lefty, 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 lefty.
That you can't
Good
do
old-
that. You
good
can't
old
do
Phil.
that. You can't
Just
do
kick
that.
it off of 4 straight lefties. There's no way I'll hurt you if I win the game on the line.
Listen, they don't do that in Little League. You know what I mean? Don't put somebody in the bat the other way.
And it's funny because when they're in Little League, 19 of 20 kids are all right-handed. Why can they not find right-handed people in baseball?
I don't get it.
I thought the tricky thing was finding the lefty.
Yeah, now it's not. Lefties are, yeah, right.
Well, we got a top prospect, but he's a lefty again. It's like, oh, that's great. That's
Well,
another free agent. That's
I
lefty.
had this guy next to me telling me how good this Herrera is.
He is good.
Now, you might think he's
He's
good.
hitting
He
088.
had his first hit on Saturday that won the game, so now everyone thought he was God. And then yesterday, I think he had a hit. Today, he had a hit too.
Oh, so he's on fire.
Yeah, okay. Well, he's back at whopping like 111.
Yeah,
so
the last 2 games.
yeah, I mean, so I guess the last two
Last
games.
two games in 333
Well,
though.
good
So,
for him.
that's
Okay.
fun.
There's no English out of that guy.
Not at all.
Oh, I saw that. He had a translator.
They asked for his name. He said, "Up good." I said, "Okay, that's nice."
That's tough. Yeah, that's they're bringing players. They have time to teach them any English.
But that's what they should do. Apparently, the ones they've been getting haven't been working. And when was the last time we got the international guys?
Never.
Not on this team.
No,
that's
never.
not
Never.
their MO for players.
No.
It just doesn't happen.
Except when you have Ruiz and he's cutting Nissan commercials on 975. Hey, I'm Carlos Ruiz. You like Subaru? Oh, Jesus.
That's his last contract. You gotta do something. Yeah, it's tough watching the baseball. But thank God we have these cable channels. You can watch baseball all day long.
I love the first 2 weeks of the free preview.
Yep.
So you get to watch anything you want. Oh, that's
I'll
magic.
tell you, everybody's a scoring machine right now, especially American League, pounding the ball left and right. Even Detroit, who I was surprised at, who I thought would lose a little bit this year, hasn't even skipped a beat. Those are the games I like watching. I like watching scoring baseball. I'm not one for the pitching though. It just doesn't watch well anymore. With so many cameras and stuff, it's not like you're just watching a pitcher. They got things going all over the place.
I figured an old school like you would love the old 1-0.
Not anymore. Nah, it's too long. It's drawn out. I mean, how much can I watch? Like I said, last week, the instant replay is.
So you weren't a fan of the 6-hour Yankee Red Sox game?
No. That was what were they stepping out of the box every pitch? Were they using that count that stopwatch in that game? And they said today Major League Baseball to this point is 8 minutes faster because of the rule change.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite sure what rule they're talking about. The pitcher pitching, stepping out of the box, or coming off on the field. I mean, there's 2 different things they're timing now. They're timing between the commercial breaks and
Yeah,
like
that is
that.
one of the things they're doing. But I mean, if you're saving a whopping 8 minutes,
what is that? Yeah, 8 minutes. That's 2 trips to the bathroom.
so, no, it's so you're right as the game's over. If you do your 8-minute abs,
Yeah.
call it a day.
Well, they're excited now because it's working. They said so. I'm okay. It's working. Still, it's 8 minutes. Like you said, it's 2 commercials or something like that. It's not going to make a difference in the game. Especially if you're going there live. Especially if you go to a Phillies game. That's another thing too.
Well, luckily when you go to a Phillies game, you always leave in the 8th inning anyway.
Yeah, I had taken last week.
I left in the 5th.
Because they're already losing.
Yeah, I left in the 5th. How bored I was.
What I do? I called you. You couldn't go down to the. I was asking everybody. You said you come down to the Boston game. I couldn't imagine. I couldn't get it. I got one friend of mine who's a Red Sox freak, Patriots or anything Boston.
Mm-hmm.
So he took 2 right away. I said there might be 2 more for you. With the parking and all, because I can't get rid of the Boston Red Sox.
That's crazy.
Giving it away.
That's insane.
That's never.
He offered to me. I genuinely wanted to go.
Even you said no.
I had to pick up my
Even
parents from the airport.
even you said
I had to
no.
pick my parents from the airport.
Yeah.
I should have told Tom.
It goes to show where
I
baseball's
should have told
going
Tom
right
to suck it. Told him to Uber home. But
Yeah. In any other year, decade.
oh yeah, I would have.
Red Sox ticket, regardless of when it was. No, not this time. I mean, I know it's raining out. It was cold, but these were the Hall of Fames. I told everybody.
Opening series, Dollar Dog.
Yeah,
Red Sox.
exactly. How many times, how many years has it been since you had a great opening day team
Yeah.
to play?
Indoors too. It was cold. You
it's
go
just
in and watch the game behind the glass. At the bar. Nobody. That's how.
Hall of Fame Club, is that?
Hall of Fame. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
man.
how it was. Yeah. Behind home plate, 2 seats. It's like.
Telling her now, 5 years ago, that would have fetched you $100 to take it easy.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah. More than that, StubHub would have got me a lot more.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. This town, people like a winner, regardless, and they'll take so much of the amenities that are on a stadium with the food and all, over what's being played on that field.
I saw a picture the other day. Some website would put it. Some guy tweeted it, but the website picked it up. It was 5 minutes before game time, Friday night game, and literally there was maybe like 2,000 people in the entire stadium. It was I gotta show this picture. I mean, it was just unbelievable.
Yeah,
There was nobody there.
it's gotten to be this. It's it's the worst it's been since prior to the 2000 season. It's like that late '90s stuff that we had. That wasn't even that bad. Even then, we had players on this team. You had Burrow. You had some guys coming up back then. Jimmy Rollins, players that you at least wanted to see and they had a future. Right now, there's not that one player that sits out there that you want to follow. You couldn't care less next year if any player was on this team was still here.
Agreed.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's never in my history of baseball. It was always a couple players on the hometown team that you knew was going to be around. You wanted to follow for the next couple of years to see if they could come up. But it's that bad. I mean,
Well, I mean, you see some in Philadelphia, especially the fans get so tied into players, and they fall in love with the player, and they just can't let go of the player. Well, back in 2008 when the Phillies won the World Series, they should have got rid of everyone back then, and then now the Giants did it, and look how fast they turned around and they won a World Series again. And so many other teams that did it, and we were the ones like, no, you got to stay with them. Some people did, some people didn't want it, but now look at it, and now everyone's regretting it because you would have had the biggest contracts and you would have got so much back for those players that right now you
can fully understand them going for it again because they did get back.
Absolutely,
but the next maybe even one more year, hey, we got back to back. Let's try it again. After that, it's like
that 11th season they should have got there. That was the year they should have tore up the whole league. That was
take it that 5 minutes before first pitch.
Where's that at?
That's Philly Stadium on Friday.
First pitch, really?
That's 7 p.m.
Wow, we're looking at a picture of an empty stadium. That's unbelievable. I've never seen that before. I mean, it was kind of cold and stuff out there. Maybe 95 was backed up.
Yeah.
As usual.
That's what it was.
That's what
all the DC fans coming up. Yeah.
Exactly right.
We always take over DC. We take over all the places. I can guarantee you it's not going to happen this year.
No.
You can't drive 10 minutes to our stadium. You're not going to drive a couple hours to DC.
Hey, look, that's what I think about. Hey, do I want to sit in that traffic going down there with the construction of 95 with no other way to get into the stadium?
Yeah.
That's a big deterrent to any sport. I've been talking about that since day one, since it's been on the air.
I was reading that other than last year, which of course was an abomination, they never averaged less than 35,000 a game at the stadium.
That's unbelievable. That means the novelty.
This year they're averaging 26.
The novelty of that stadium is worn off. It's not selling. It's the stadium's not selling itself anymore.
It's not.
The game has to.
So
sell
at first
itself
it
now.
did. At first it was the stadium.
Sure.
Then it was the team. Now it's the food, the burger. I mean, what's selling now? Now you kind of have to do the Sixers style of it. You got to promote the opponents.
Your opponents.
Hey, come on, Bryce Harper.
Yeah. I mean, I can remember going down there, just people going down to eat and hang out and walk around the place. And the baseball game was secondary, even when they were winning.
Mm-hmm.
See, the Phillies got back. They thought they were like the Yankees when they bought all these players, and then they won the World Series, and they bought all those pitchers. They had the 4 pitchers, 5 pitchers, whatever. You count Blanton in there. You want to count him there. But and Blanton was a big part of that World Series team. But that year they started feeling fat. You know what it is? I think the Phillies themselves, the team, the owners, they loved that. Being number one, it felt so good for that run, that 3-year run, and the popularity of the team. They didn't want to lose that, and that's what they did. They tried to keep band-aiding it to keep it around because that felt so good. There was so much money being generated. The Phillies were in the press, and things were going on that they didn't want to, take a chance of dropping back and becoming nothing like they are now, and having to build it back up because it took them so long to build that.
Yeah.
And that's you get. It's like Yankees, too. The Yankees are so used to being good all the time that they don't have a bad season. It's like a horror show. Fire everybody. Get rid of it. It can't be Yankees can't be the worst team in baseball, even close to it. We are used to that in this town. Being the worst in sports comes around every now and then here. A lot more often than none, actually.
Yeah, it does.
So we're used to that. So our patience level is null and void. No one has patience to wait. Wait 5 years for the Phillies to get a team. No way, we're not waiting 5 years. Go out and buy somebody.
No, the thing is, if you told us wait 5 years, but you had a plan, maybe we'd buy in. Because if you look around, people basically with the Sixers saying wait 5 years.
Yeah.
And we're kind of buying in towards like, oh, that's fine because we can see, all right, the piece here, a piece here, a piece here. There's no resemblance of a piece with the Phillies. There's no plan, and give us a plan.
Well, Pat Gillick's got a plan, but he's just going to take him along.
His plan is to sit on a beach in Florida.
Yeah, he's got a verbal plan that he's feeding to to Amaro, who's just not comprehending, I guess. I don't know what Ruben Amaro's doing anymore.
He
So
can't
wait,
comprehend.
I'm
And
sure.
Do you mean get talent?
Get
What do
talent.
you mean?
When he comes down and says, I have faith in these guys. Which guys is he talking about? He's talking about which guy? Ruiz? I mean, who's he talking about?
he is the worst. Amaro is terrible. He really is.
He's butchered the team to a point to where it's not repairable unless it's wiped out. Even if it's wiped out, he can't even wipe the team out. And to the point, Chase Utley is a draw. That's the draw. I mean, young kids don't know that he's no good anymore. They just know it's Chase Utley, and he's got rings on his finger or whatever.
If you go to a game this year, what jersey are you buying if you go? Which one? What t-shirt? What t-shirt jersey or what jersey are you gonna buy?
If you're feeling nostalgic, we got an Utley. But if it's like for the future, you're not getting
that's probably it. You're only Utley and you're not gonna say Hamels because he's probably getting traded. Or they'll try and get rid of him.
Yeah, Giles.
Howard.
Giles. Actually, I will say that
What are you gonna go with?
Giles is our one building block.
It's unreal to think that, and it's a shame because I never would have thought that I would have been saying that.
We're to the point now where your one building block, legitimate building block, is your middle relief pitcher. Your set.
That's it. That's a shame.
And he is legitimately a star in the making, but that's why Papelbon needs to be shipped out.
And they can't ship him out.
Giles.
They can't ship
I like
Papelbon out. He's just too expensive, or they gotta wait to the end of the season.
I don't know what he openly says. He hates us, right? Doesn't it say like the fans, the organization just hates the city. He hates all of us.
Yeah, he's not. Well, I think he hates a lot of things. He's just like he's that kind of personality. It's been like that since he's been here. But his talent is wasted. I mean, to a point to where evidently no one's giving any offers for him if he can be offered. I don't know what his contract is, or he's overpaid at this point. No one even wants an interest in him until the end of the season. Which
I don't get it at this point because I mean, all of us we can sit here and say what we do, and you can't make an offer come, but like there's got to be something out there.
Yeah.
You got if you're the GM, your job is to make the team better. So shouldn't you just be calling all day, every day?
What about the Mets? Did they just lose their what do he do? The Mets, the Mets lose pitcher.
He's just doing steroids.
Steroids, right? So they need somebody. You figure they would make the call or make an offer.
We can't trade within our division.
That's bullshit.
Oh, God.
It's like a hockey team.
No, it doesn't matter.
I mean, all those moves are desperation anyway. Why not just make a desperation move now? Just call, like you said, call everyone. Who cares?
Yeah,
how bad does it make you look if you're going to go out? Who cares?
He has such a history of getting robbed in his trades. I'd be like,
yeah,
Ruben's call.
Yeah, absolutely. I would be the first person. You got to take this because he has no idea what he's doing. He'll end up giving us everything for nothing.
I'll give you Papelbon, my 2 top prospects. Give me your 28-year-old deal.
Yeah, right.
If I was another GM and I saw Ruben's name show on my phone, I'd be like, yes.
I'm trying to look up what good deal has he made.
I've said this. I said
Yeah,
this. He's never made one. He's never made one.
Even the pitching. I don't see one here. Even when he went back and forth with what's his name? Who's one to disable this right now?
Lee.
When he back and forth, was that him or was that Gillick? That was him, right?
It was Gillick originally.
Originally, right. And he traded him away and got him back.
Yeah, I don't know the timeline of who did what, but I know when we got him back, we didn't. When we traded him away, we got nothing. We got Felipe Almont. And we actually just designated him for the side.
He executed him.
He was the last. We had like 3 guys. 2 never made it past the double A.
Felipe Almont.
And Almont was here for the 6th year. So.
I'm looking at his lab. I don't know these players. I should know. I mean, I know Ruiz and Utley and Howard, and if it wasn't for the Candyman, I wouldn't know Freddie Galvis and how good he was.
We have Galvis, Blanco, and Hernandez are essentially the same exact person. All 3 were pretty much the same person. If all 3 of them walked in the room, you would be able to complete them.
Absolutely not. And then Galvis, who did steroids, and that really helped him.
Yeah, what was that all about? I mean, was it Adderall? Was it Adderall, or was he? I don't think it was steroids.
Yeah, fucking Ben Gay on his.
Yeah.
I don't know what the band stuff is anymore.
Yeah, right. Ben Gay.
He damn sure to do actual steroids.
Yeah, obviously not.
I'll tell you what. I walked into the CVS.
The steroids?
No, I couldn't buy Claritin D or whatever. They wanted my license. And
for like your sickness or?
Yeah, decongestion, whatever for my
yeah,
beer. I had to get my license out, and they go.
That's how you make meth.
No, yeah, that's what he said. I said, "Did you watch Breaking Bad?" I said, "No, I didn't watch Breaking Bad. I thought everybody had to make meth after. Of cough medicine. So I'm giving it, and she says to me, she says, well, how many do you want, 24 or 12? I said, just give me the 20 packs. She said, well, you remember, if you get this now, you can't get it again. You're in the database. You only buy this a certain amount each week. I'm like,
Well, I'm really sick.
I'm like, what did this go down? You know?
Bring
I'm
that, man.
going from store to store looking for the stuff because there's none on the counters. I'm none on the shelves, except there's no cards that they put out there. But I didn't realize until I got it, because I never bought this stuff before. But, banned stuff, I'm just bringing it, who knows? You're right. Who knows what's banned anymore for that?
You can buy the 24-hour pill off the shelves, but God forbid you want to get some Claritin.
Yeah. Listen, you drop down that
You're going to
NyQuil.
kill a fetus. No problem.
How about that NyQuil, nighttime home medicine? Come on.
I think you do the same thing.
Oh, that stuff's not banned. No, you buy that right off the shelf. That knocks you out, it's okay. You can make money, it's no good.
No good.
That's the deal. That's the government can tax it, and then it's okay. I don't know. How you gonna do it? It's gonna be a long baseball season, that's for sure. But maybe something will give us material. We can use local material. We can pick on the Phillies. That helps.
We're just sitting back waiting for a trade.
Yeah, something like that. Meanwhile,
A trade, a suspension, or a murder or something. I don't know.
maybe Chip Kelly will do something crazy. Give us a call, 267-563-2893, Sports Goombahs hotline, or text. Got Dante, the King, Mikey Wall over here. We're rocking the 515 studios here in Bucks County, PA.
More Berks County?
Bucks County. We're going to take it.
We're off location today.
Yeah, we're off location. We're in Bucks County. We're far away, Indo China, something like that. We're going to take a break and pay some bills. Sports Goombahs. We'll be right back.
Print that to me. So ask Mitch if I can use Stat Boy.
Stat Boy?
Foreign interruption. PTI.
Yeah.
And reality's a Stat Boy.
What? No. Like that. What's he doing calling now? Yo, we call it's warm break, man. Why you call?
I was like, what are you showing me? Yeah, he was.
That's gonna be more fun, man.
I know he has a daughter and a sister too.
I'll come back with the pics. We have like 3 viewers. That can't be right.
Yeah, I was wondering.
That's just way off. I know. 10 people listening.
Primo, he's texting me about it.
What you want to stat? What was that?
He was just joking. The Stat Boy is the. It's basically he was just kidding. So he wants to be on the show.
Come back to the pick session, and then we want to go into golf. Although golf come on.
CO Roofing Contracting does it all, whether you need simple repairs before the next big rainy season.
This is good, man. This is awesome.
Maybe you need new siding or windows. You can be certain that when you hire CO Roofing, you're hiring the best.
I hope this should be like a little closer.
Yeah. I have your volume way up.
Yeah, I said right next to it.
I told him
I the only reason why I seen one be like too close, right? Whatever, whatever you need to do.
Maybe a 5 second.
Yeah, Sports Goombahs. High Studios, Bucks County, PA. Rocking everything sports and more. Got something to talk about? Give us a call. 267-563-2893. Sports Goombahs hotline. Like your wall. Dante sitting in for the chef tonight.
You got a question about Justin Bieber? Give us a call.
Yeah, we are the Justin Bieber hotline. Anything Kansas City Chiefs, too. You like the Kansas City Chiefs?
Or more importantly, if you hate the Kansas
Oh,
City Chiefs.
please, don't even with
I'm
that.
going to beat with Dante over here because he loves Andy Reid. He loves to hate Andy Reid. And he loves Andy Reid.
Oh,
He used to
God.
make big red jokes all the time on Facebook until all of a sudden, boom, big reds in red. in
Well,
Kansas City.
originally, when he came in, you guys can't see this, but he had his play chart. Dante was his play chart in front of him.
Yeah.
He was going to do. He had the headset, the hat. He was all.
I was ready to go.
He was in full Reed outfit. Probably, dude, come on, lose. Yeah, lose. Play.
That's right. This is the pick session. This is where Cashy King tries to earn you a couple bucks. Of course, the pick session is brought to you by Auto Magic Car Care. Yeah, you know that gang. Mikey Primo, Matty Lydon, shine up cars all over the Delaware Valley. Seems like really shine cars are over 50 grand or more. They post something. Somebody's
I tried to call. I was like, hey guys, you know what? What we got? Beamer, Lexus, Mercedes. I'm like, I'm Civic. Nah.
Guys
No,
are
sorry.
registered cars under 50 G's, man. But they do a good job. 215-322-2561. Check them out at automagiccarcare.com.
You gotta check them out on Facebook. You can see some of the jobs they do.
Yeah, they do a great job. They really do.
My truck in there, man, starting a little shabby. Got the wintertime blues going on. All right, last week, could have done a better job. You know, it was one of those down weeks. You know, baseball was just starting. I put out a couple of hockey games. Went 1-1-1. That Ottawa game was balls on. One man, I knew that. I knew Pittsburgh. They make the playoffs. Pittsburgh. I don't even know if they made it.
Yeah, they did.
They just got in, right?
They did.
That was a big game. They lost that one. The other was Nashville, Colorado. That was a push. I had the over 5. It landed on the 5. And in baseball, you know, I figured they would open up with Oakland and Texas, banging out some runs like they do. But they didn't. 2-1 was under 7.5 runs. I was a loser. So 1-1-1 means we lost money. I don't like losing money. So this week I'm going to get that money back for you. NHL playoffs start a couple days. I don't know who I like as far as series right now. I got to look this thing over a little bit. But I got the Islanders hosting Washington on Wednesday. The under and over this one's 5. I like this game to be a high-scoring game. Open up the playoffs. Islanders are excited. They're in this thing, and they can go far. You know, they're a good hockey team. And Washington's been scoring. You know, Ovechkin will take this team to a round or two, and then hit the bed. You know, we thought something. You know, it won't be about him anymore. So then it won't matter if he wins. But I like the Islanders and Washington over 5 here. On Thursday, the Rangers are hosting Pittsburgh. I still think Pittsburgh, they just got in there. I think they can be beat right now. I don't think they're a very good hockey team. The Rangers could win the Stanley Cup this year. They're that good, playing that well. They got the goaltending, and they got Nash. So I like the Rangers on the later 170 to win 100 over Pittsburgh. Also, Tampa Bay, another hot team playing Detroit. You know, I like Detroit all the time because they play a system hockey. You know, they don't have the talent right now to go very far in the playoffs. Tampa Bay does. I want to lay the 160 on that one too to win 100 there. In baseball, get on Kansas City. Like I've been saying, I said it last week. I'll say it this week. Just follow the Kansas City Royals. They are your World Series team this year. They snuck up last year with young talent. They had the same young talent. They're pounding the ball. They banged out 12 more runs today. The game I didn't even think they would win. In fact, I was on the side today just because I thought they would lose but be able to score 4 runs. They surprised me, and they're surprised. Not going to surprise everybody too long, especially Vegas. They catch up to this team. So get on them now. Kansas City, every day, all the time. They are the Dow Jones team. Sports Goombahs, Dow Jones team. So let's go over let's rehash what we have. We have the New York Islanders and the Washington Capitals over 5. We like that one for tomorrow, Wednesday night. And Thursday, we like the Rangers to beat Pittsburgh and Tampa Bay to dump on Detroit. And those are our pick session picks. And brought to you by Auto Magic Car Care. Check them out at automagiccarcare.com. Call them up 215-322-2561. Mikey Junior Primo. Probably listening out there. Laughing. And Matty Lynn. You got what like you had a play last week. How'd that? You had a
That
dog.
did.
You had a dog
That's
play.
it. I had a
You
dog.
talker.
I had a big plus 165. At least when I called him out. They started getting him down once I realized that I picked him. Money sevens. Like, oh, hot money jumping on. But picked San Diego at the Dodgers last week. Went up against I don't know what pitcher they had, but either way, Padres won 7-3. So you're welcome. Got you guys some money there.
Go.
I'm gonna stay hot this week. I was trying to find another dog to win you guys some extra money, but I couldn't find anything. But I do like the Indians tomorrow. They're at home, 7 o'clock against the White Sox. You know the pitcher for the Indians? Another former Philly prospect we ditched out for nothing.
Anderson?
Carlos Carrasco.
I like him.
Yeah, we traded him for, I think, Lou Morrison, maybe. I don't know, somebody that never.
Is he working with Cody? The hell, Lou Morrison?
I think he's working security, actually.
I saw him over there.
Yeah, I mean,
It's funny if you look at Major League Baseball. Like the other day, I looked at it, there's about 6 ex-Philly pitchers that they dished off starting games for other teams right now. You know, it's a shame.
it's funny because I actually want to find out who we did trade him for. Very first article on Google, Carlos Carrasco. Indians Carlos Carrasco shows why he's primed to be the sleeper AL Cy Young pick. Great trade, Phils.
Let's go to the phones. I think we got the Candyman impatiently. He needs to talk to us. Candyman, welcome to the show.
Yes, thank you guys for having me. I had a few comments I'd like to make at this time, and you'll let me make my comments, and then I want you to comment back on it.
Okay.
All right, here's where we're going to go. First of all, we got a team that you might know from the past. This is a Moneyball team. That's what we got. Galvis, my boy Galvis is 10 for 25 with 2 walks in the past since the season started. 7 of those walks, or 7 of those hits, came in the second hole, where he will probably go back tomorrow. Ashe is 9 for 18, and he should be our 3rd batter, and we should bench Howard and Utley for Hernandez and Ruff. And let's play small ball with our small ball players.
Well, it's not a bad idea if the small ball players can play small ball. Unfortunately, this is Major League pitching, and it's not that easy. And they don't have the talent to do that. They don't have the stamp. Well, they got some speed on the base pass, but my biggest problem is their coaching and management too. I don't trust in them right now. I don't trust in the manager making the right moves. Like I said at the beginning of the show, you got to know when to bunt. Don't tell me your players can't bunt. If they can't bunt, they should be playing baseball. Forget about it. Especially with your first or second batters, or your bottom lineup batters, or even your pitchers. The bunt's important when you're playing small ball. You want to play small ball, you got to bunt. Bottom line, well, you're not playing small ball. That's it. And
well, until our players get the message, I think perhaps Howard and Utley could be sitting on the bench watching the game for a few games.
Chase Utley's never sitting on the bench. Although he's not playing well, he's still a player. Okay, he's must not be 100% healthy. Because if he is, he can at least hit the ball. I mean, there's a guy who can be a designated hitter in the American League, and he can still field. He's going to make his errors. He's going to make his aging errors. That's going to happen. He can't get to his left and right as fast as he used to, but he's still a player. He's going to get hot. He's going to have his times this year, but they won't make a difference because the team's still going to lose anyway. Howard's not coming back. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. It's always been wrong, and it's not going to get any better. Major League pitching has beat him up in the last 3 years like no other man, and it's made it look easy. Okay? Any ball that moves coming across the plate, he's done. And who's throwing that fastball?
Out 3 times with men on.
Yeah, well, he can't do it. It's not even a hope that he's going to hit a home run. He comes up, you're like, we're done. Rally killer, game killer, whatever you want to call it. Eventually, the team's going to see that. They're going to have to do something with him. I mean, it looks like he can't play anymore. Not that he couldn't the last few years, but it even looks worse now when it comes to bat. He's so disappointed. He's disappointed in himself after every at bat. He walks on with that face like, can't be. Did I just strike out again? Enough's enough already. It's a 4-year run with this stuff with him. Actually, it's a 5-year run with this swing and a miss.
What's your thought? What's your thought about keeping Galvis in that second hole?
By default.
What other choice do you have? I mean, you can't base your team on Freddie Galvis. You can't do it.
No, I'm not really basing it on him, but in order to get people on with our 1 and 2 man, first and second guys, I've said in the past, those are the guys who can get people on. And then if Utley gets hot, or even Howard gets semi-hot, then you're going to move players. You're going to move and score.
Yeah, but you're basing it on people getting hot. I just,
Well, he's got to get hot. Utley's going to get hot.
well,
Howard will never get hot, but Utley's going to get hot.
I
He
know.
needs to sit on the bench and see it for himself. What's going on?
When you talk getting hot for what? If this whole team doesn't get hot together that day, forget about it.
For 162 games.
Yeah,
Absolutely never.
yeah. I mean, you could be a fan, but reality has to be setting in somewhere for you, kid. I know you.
If you look at the whole team as it is right now, they're really trying, and they really look like they can do something. They have the encouragement of themselves, not of the coaches.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Just doing something is it's a pipe dream for this team. Come on, man. They're going to look. They might win a couple games at the beginning of the season, make us all excited. But then when it comes down to the hot days of July and August, where you really have to play, forget about it. They don't have the talent. Yeah, teammates to pick you up when one guy isn't playing bad. Unfortunately, this team doesn't have that. They don't have the pickup guys either. When a guy's going bad, it's not, you can't spend on two other guys to have great games. It's not going to happen. The talent's not there. And I don't think this is even going to be the team you're going to see in August. A completely different team in August.
So we could use Lee coming back on the mound if that happens.
Well, you think he wants to come back real fast? I don't know. He's hoping he gets better and he gets dished off to another team. That's
And how about our superstar down in the minor league?
which one is that?
Our former left fielder.
Is he still with the team? Don Brown? What happened to him? Yeah, was he injured?
I was wondering the same thing.
What happened to Don
I didn't
Brown?
have no
I
idea.
didn't care enough to look into it.
Is he working in Wachovia too now? What happened to him? He just disappeared. He was
He's
so
gone. He's not even hitting down in the minors.
Yeah,
Well, he made the team. He's either hurt. There's no way he got sent down. There's no possibility, right?
I doubt that.
I didn't check. I mean,
that's
there we go.
the sin of the whole thing. We don't even know or care.
We don't know what happened to a guy who was an all-star 2 years ago.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's gotten that bad. We don't know that.
I don't think Ruben knows where he is.
Ruben doesn't know.
Ruben's like, where's Don Brown at?
He's hurt.
2 years ago, Brown was going to be the man.
He had a half a season, went to the All-Star game, and then he decided he was a superstar, started parading around the city, much like Sanchez did after he won his first football game here, and everything was down here after
You somehow tied him to Sanchez.
that.
It's always Sanchez with you.
Yeah, well, Sanchez is a Fugazi, okay? He's a statue behind that line of scrimmage, for sure. What else, Katie, man? Anything else? I know you're so disappointed. I know you're the number one.
Well, I'm not disappointed for my boy, My boy, remember, he's got the 4 B's. He's got the big, bad, black back from Boa. And that's he's choking up, and he's hitting almost 500.
That in the bag of donuts will get you a stomach ache, man. Okay?
All right.
Now, for those of you
He's going to be a star.
who are new here, Candyman has called in. I mean, this predates me.
Yeah, he's from the radio show.
Weekly touting the talents of Freddie
The
Gallis.
one Freddie Gallis.
Of all people, this is his go-to guy. So he's heading in. He's got a nice.
I gotta tell you,
to start.
you're sticking with him, man. You told us about Freddie 5 years ago when I sent you down 4 years ago when I sent you down to Clearwater. You came back with this guy. You said this would be the next one, and
He is the man.
All right, Harry.
I'm
Thanks
sure
for the
Freddie would
call.
love to hear this. I'm sure Freddie would love to hear this. He has
Yeah.
no idea.
yeah.
He has no idea.
He
that
is
he's
so
a
happy
fan.
that he has someone like him on his side.
He has no clue.
Yeah.
Somebody got a translator. Tell Freddie. You got
Yeah.
to die hard
Yeah,
out here.
let him know the Candyman is on his side.
I'll tell you who needs a translator, and that's our center fielder.
Yeah, we can't.
Absolutely.
He'll disappear soon too. Don't worry about it.
No. I got the.
He's
I
got
like
faith.
him now. I didn't like him before, but I like him.
He's got.
I like the way he stands. He
He's got-
stands in there like a crazy guy, but he
Yeah.
can really.
No, I don't
He
like
looks
that
like he can hit.
Yeah. Well, pie in the sky, pie in the face. He's good for one or two more of those pies in the face, and then he's done too.
He looks like a homeless Jose Reyes.
Exactly.
He really does.
He's just happy to be
He
there.
probably grew up in like a mud hut. His glove was like a milk carton now that he's playing in.
Yeah.
All right, Kitty, man. Appreciate the call.
He
As
just-
usual.
All right.
He's just
See you on the radio.
All right.
He's just pumped it's free
I,
clothes.
I honestly believe that he showed up barefoot and they were like, you gotta wear cleats. He's like, what?
What?
I fully believe that.
He looked like it. I don't know. He's doing that interview. Like, what is this, an interview? What do you mean? That's not good pre-op. That was real.
He was hungry.
Shaving cream.
He had eaten all day.
Oh.
Too funny.
First thing he ate was that nine patty way back burger. That was the first thing he had down there.
That fed his whole family. He's selling back.
That's funny. Too funny. Let's shift gears into a real sport that we can appreciate. You know, the Masters, golf.
Yeah, baseball's not a real sport.
What did I say last week? I said, the golf, you just got to have Tiger there. Whether he plays good or not, doesn't really matter. You
Just have him somewhat in
that's,
contention.
I said last week when they said he's going to be there, I made a big deal. Last week I said Tiger's there, he's practicing, more interest. I watched. I watched the 3 rounds of that because he was playing. That's it.
Yeah.
And no other reason why. I wanted to see what he was going to do.
It's not the reason I watch.
There's literally 2 fans in golf. It's 1 to see Tiger succeed, or 2 to see him fail.
That's right.
That's exactly how it is all the time.
100%. And they pack that place to see him fail. Or you're right, or not. And with him, the way he is, his demeanor on the golf course it's killing him. I mean, he's not, he's like every mistake he eats alive.
When you've been the best for so long, it's like it's new to him to not be the best.
Yeah.
Well, it's not new. He's been struggling for a while.
Yeah, but
since his incident.
Yeah, but he's been struggling for his instance. But it's like it's growing. If now it's year 3, 4.
I mean, well, not that long ago. What, 2 years ago, he was Player of the Year. I mean, it's not like he's that far out. I mean,
he came back.
I mean, I do understand where everyone's coming with that. He's not what he was, but what golfer was. He touched numbers that no one did since Nicholas and that's a long time ago.
That's true. And here's the big effect is focus. When he was focused on playing golf and things where his life was running the way it was supposed to be with the girls or whatever it is he was doing, he was so focused on golf. Now, since that incident happened, took his focus away and everything's on him as a negative thing now that he has to beat off. Which he probably
what?
He does actually. He probably does have to beat off now. Yeah. Before he never had to beat off because he had plenty of women to do that for him. He was fine.
That's what I'm saying.
Look at his Rolodex.
When you're thinking about that, you lose focus.
It's the truth.
You're right. Get the ball in the hole.
There's so many things that all these professional athletes do time and time again where they have their routine, and this is their routine, and they're great because they follow it. Just start to finish, and it was screwed up, and that's what happened.
Well, look at other athletes that happened. You look at Mike Tyson. What happened to Tyson as soon as his focus was off of fighting, and he came back, he was never the same.
No.
It's a lot of players, a lot of athletes have that problem. I mean, it's just it takes so much to get to that spot.
Yeah.
To be that good, and he was a focused player from when he was born, evidently. Guy had a golf club since day one. And then he didn't get his way, and then the public saw what was going on, and now it is what it is. Now he's battling injuries. But the bottom line is he's still golf.
Yeah.
He's Jack Nicklaus, Back then he is what Jack was then, he is what it is now. Until Tiger retires and isn't part of golf, he's going to be the draw. Yeah. Whether he's playing well or not.
Well, it ends up being a catch-22 with him because, okay, you want Tiger Woods how he was, well, then you have to be okay with him being with 1,000 women each week.
Yep.
You have to be okay with him drinking, doing everything crazy and erratic, and then he's the best golfer around. But now you look at him saying, oh, well, this is wrong. You can't do that because you're married, blah, blah, blah. I understand that, but you can't have the best of both worlds. If you want him to be like that, then he has to go back to how it was. Now he's not, and a wrench got thrown into his life, and what's he going to do now? He's not the best golfer anymore. He's not the best at what he was, and it's a shame because now he's falling behind all these golfers that I truly believe he would beat any day of the week. Yeah. But he just doesn't have it no more because he doesn't have that thought, that mentality, that process of what he did.
And when he makes a mistake, he eats him alive.
Yeah.
We saw it in the Masters this weekend. No mistakes, bad chips, whatever. He's slamming clubs down. It means it's getting into him. When he was that good, that stuff didn't bother him. Not that he had that many bad shots, but when he did have it, was nothing because he knew the next shot was going to make up for what he did. Now he gets himself into trouble, and he's not sure he can get out of it. He made some great shots. His second round was great. I think was it Friday or was it Saturday? He had a great round. Or that was good. I think it was Friday. He had a great round, and
he had a great round Saturday too.
Yeah.
I mean, he was fifth. I mean, he was fifth
Yeah,
at a point in time.
And
It wasn't like he was like,
It was fifth,
missed
but
the
it
cut.
was 12 strokes back.
Yeah, I mean, obviously when Speed's doing that well, but still, he was playing really good golf, and that was nice to see him coming off that kind of time. You know, that he had off to be able to fix himself. He said he was in a better mind, and he was. But obviously, he fell off in the final round, and you know, and then he wants to complain on my finger, my hand, my back, my leg, my foot. Like, come on, man, just stop bitching and go out there and beat Tiger Woods that we all know. And if not, then get the hell off.
Right, we don't have to hear it. I don't have to hear what
Nobody wants to hear that.
He's too good. He's had too much success to us to listen to and believe your little lies. Not lies, but like, oh, my wrist is popped out.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, like,
and popped it back in.
I don't even hear that.
Yeah.
You're better than that. Pop back in, go out
You're
and
not
play.
an NFL quarterback. You don't get to do that
Yeah.
and come back and play a hockey player. Jordan Spieth, what he did was amazing. I can't believe it. When he was there last year, he almost did it last year, right? At age 20, at 21, to hang in there all 4 rounds.
No, he didn't hang in there.
Well, no,
He dominated.
he got, but I'm saying
Straight
what I'm getting to is a mental hang.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
To be able to put up with that, knowing who's on your tail, and to make shots.
And he had some names on his tail.
Yeah,
It
everyone.
wasn't like he,
Yeah.
it wasn't
Phil
one name.
Mickelson, Justin Rose. It wasn't like it was, you know, just some slops.
Yeah, he's now they want, is this guy the next one? Can he handle? He might be, because he's been able to handle that pressure at 20 and 21. Last year he did well too.
Mhm.
He's been on the tour now for a while. But golf's looking for that person. I mean, Rory was supposed to be the guy to do that. And
For now, he is. but-
yeah, he got into a little trouble. He's the number 1 golfer, but he's now the broads are him messing with him too. Women weaken knees. Did they say that? Did we learn that from anything from Rocky? I mean, come on.
Yep.
That's the deal. That's what happens.
Never watched Rocky. You know that, though. You know I haven't seen Rocky.
No, I didn't know that. I know other movies.
You know I haven't seen any kind of movie.
He hasn't seen Rocky?
There's something wrong with him.
There is. We had a whole thing about him with the Goodfellas, the Godfather. We made him watch the Godfather and give him a quiz.
I watched
I
it.
actually, yeah, no, I'm not gonna get that.
Have you seen The Godfather?
No,
See, and he's
I haven't.
he's off the boat.
No,
Italian.
I saw half of the first one.
You hear that?
Listen.
You
I
hear that?
I got the attention span of a gnat sometimes. I just can't get into that. You know, I just really can't. It's just it's too much. It's too much.
Now,
I'm
quick
speechless.
sidebar. I used to work for him, and I can attest the fact that he has the attention span of a gnat.
I do.
You can be looking him dead in the eyes, talking to him, and then out of your look up and go,
Yeah,
what? Huh?
Oh, we already have a
Well,
quality
yeah.
down on this show. That's for sure. We bring the quality down.
Now let me ask you a question with the Masters. Was it me, or did it seem like it just was an easier course? Where the flags were better,
Like,
like the pin placement was better, or whatever the
Nobody was
situation
in trouble.
it was just
It's
Eagle.
just
Eagle. I thought
everything-
Eagle was like a hard
every
view.
single time.
Nobody was in trouble. Nobody,
Yeah,
every time you saw a guy,
I've never seen that.
he had a shot. It was like, Woods was in the wood. In fact, one of Woods' shot when he put it between the tree.
Yeah, I remember
He
that.
kicked the field goal. That was he was going for it.
Yeah.
He had this much room. I can't understand. A couple of these shots, these people stand in front of these golfers all the way down.
Yeah.
In fact, the one shot, dude, had a camera right in front of the golfer. He's in front of him, like he knew he was going to put it up in the air. I mean, the chances you take with that, I know these
Like
guys
we are, yeah, they're all human though. It's the
Yeah.
human factor comes into play. Like
Sometimes.
these guys can
I
shout
would put
ball.
I would put a T in my mouth when Tiger.
See, you're crazy. You're crazy.
Maybe not Tiger. Maybe I'll speed him.
Not Tiger now.
Not
I mean,
Tiger now.
Yeah, if you want Tiger now, he'll pretend you pulled up and
Yeah.
all of a sudden you get a 9-iron across your face.
But yeah, I thought the same thing. I remember watching like I've never. This is the most detailed I've ever watched Masters.
Yeah.
And so I've watched in the past. I never remember seeing just like birdie.
Well, there's a lot.
Why is this happening?
There's a lot of courses that are easier courses to play,
Mhm.
but the Masters is never
No, it's
an
not
easy
one.
course to play. Like the domination, they said the last time someone dominated the Masters like that was Tiger Woods back in '97, I believe it was. I'm trying.
I think it was '97.
Or 2002,
Yes,
maybe.
2002.
But whenever it was, but that was the only time that Masters, that Augusta was dominated like that. And I mean, I understand, but it wasn't just dominated by speed. You got to realize Justin Rose was minus 14. Phil Mickelson
Even the
was
runner,
minus
yeah, this is
14.
the runner-up.
It wasn't like they were so far behind where it was like he was minus 18, the next guy was minus 9. Like these guys were only 4 strokes back, and that's high scoring
It's
for the Masters.
interesting. No one mentioned that either. the fact that the scores were so high and
Do you think-
there wasn't anybody in trouble. I don't know if they didn't do that.
I think they purposely did it.
To make it so it's more like they got me because there's so many people
Yeah,
involved,
yeah.
so much good golf
Oh,
going on
absolutely.
here. Yeah, I was watching because of Tiger, but still I was watching the golf too because the other players. I wanted to see if this kid could,
Yeah.
if he could actually handle the pressure of going into the last round. Well, we up that many strokes, but like you said, Phil Mickelson can always catch it, but he manages to screw up at the end anyway.
I mean, pin placement is the biggest thing in golf and because those golfers are so good that if you put it in the right spot on that green and that ball funnels right to that hole, they're putting for eagle, birdie every
And
single
you saw
hole.
a lot of
and
that. You saw a lot of that. Those chip shots where the ball was rolling to the pin. It's like they put it
Absolutely.
in certain spots. I
Yeah.
mean, you might be right. It makes sense. In golf, like any other sport, if they want to control this, make it more, exciting for the fans and to get people back, much like they did in football, is to control everything that goes on in it. I mean, you're right. You can control the game, not the outcome, but the game itself, the competition with pin placement.
Yeah, they're that good. They're that good that alone just changes the whole entire dynamic of the whole weekend.
I like the tough shots. I like seeing guys have get out of bad spots. How good they are, not just the sand. You didn't see a lot of sand action either.
No.
That's another thing too.
And they love that. I tell you, golfers love the sand. Like especially the PGA golfers, those guys that are that good, they'll knock a ball in the sand on purpose just to get away from a bad hill, a bad lie in the sand. Yeah, it's a lot easier for them.
I'm not a good golfer, but I never had a problem in the sand. Like you said, you can get out of the sand if you get that type of shot. But that's not what they're interested in doing. They're all about putting, and that's one thing they did good this weekend. They putted the ball. I mean, some of that stuff.
There was
how they
good
read that.
putts. There was some good golf, really good golf this weekend.
Yeah.
I double checked. It was 97. You were right. It was
No, thank
97.
you. Thank you, Paul.
I thought it was still young for that. He won. He was 1800. Next guy was 600.
He's quick with the
Don't doubt me, sir.
No,
Don't
I
doubt me,
know.
sir.
When it comes to golf, you can do that.
Oh, you're a golf guy.
Yeah.
Great golfer. I golf.
Great golfer. What does that mean?
I wouldn't say great.
Great for
What does that mean? Great golfer.
great alongside guys going on. Obviously, you go out there with throwing speed, they're going to be an idiot.
If I go with Tiger, I might have a little fun,
Yeah.
You go out there with Ben Crenshaw, who hit 39 over.
Yeah.
Literally, I wasn't that.
What was that all about?
He hit 39 over.
In a wheelchair.
No. He shot the old 91-85. Doc, could you beat a 91?
I could go out there and shoot 91.
Yeah.
Maybe not at Augusta. At Ben Salem, I could shoot.
I'm a 91 guy, Ben Sale. That's where I hang out, for the most part. That's just golf. It's not a sport, it's a competition, it's a skill. I don't know what it is.
So I will, by the way, I will say I have two my horn here. Last week we did our picks for our winners, and I think B picked McElroy. I don't even know who you got to pick him.
Jim Furyk.
Yeah, right, Jim Furyk.
Jim Furyk.
Could we have scored check on Jim Furyk?
I don't think he made it past the second day.
I don't think he passed. Really, finished second.
I think he had a little indigestion. I heard he was indigestion.
I think I heard he was a little nervous because you picked him. He
was a hump.
He had a lot of weight in his shoulder. But I did pick Justin Rose. I mean, it doesn't win, but it counts for something, right?
No, it doesn't count.
I was in contention.
You act like that's an underdog.
Yeah,
Justin
right.
Rose, like a top five. He's top five.
I pulled his name off the list.
Oh my god!
Obviously, I know who Justin Rose is, but no, I pulled the odds to win. He was like the 18th name in that sheet.
Right, that's the odd. The thing is to do is you pick a guy you don't think is going to win who can come up.
He's 31, baby.
He's like the 18th name because it's only 2 months into the season.
No, it wasn't rankings. It was just odds.
Justin Rose was top five.
Furyk was 50 to 1.
Justin Rose was top five in the world last year.
I honestly didn't know he was still golfing.
Listen, what?
He's 34.
Who? Jim Furyk?
No, Rose.
You love Jim Furyk. You just throwing that name out like he's paying you for some kind of promo. Right?
That's what sports Goombahs say. One day this guy's going to win something big.
I hear
We're
you.
going to say, we told you so. Could be 10 years from now, but could be the senior tour. Who knows? When's the senior tour start? When you're 50? 55?
Yeah, we went over there last week, 50,
yeah.
so we all.
Yeah.
Furyk's he's a veteran now.
What's
Freddie Couples is killing that now.
Yeah.
He once he turned that, he's just killing that.
He couldn't wait to get that money so he could do his thing over there.
He was turning in false documents, making him older. He's got to swear on 50. 44.
Get away from the youngins as best he could. Let's take a break. Cash your king. I don't have my chef to the left. I got Dante sitting
You
down.
got your big day to the
I
left.
got the big dig. Got a
Yeah,
wall
buddy.
pole over here. Stacking it up with the computer over there.
Pull up all your Justin Rose knowledge.
Yeah, Justin Rose knowledge.
That's like saying Boston's a good baseball team. Like obviously we know that. Justin Rose is a great golfer.
Speaking of baseball, did I say what I said about Atlanta? You know, is that my team, my dark horse?
That was your dark
Yeah,
horse.
dark horse. They're kicking ass and taking names right now too. I don't know how. They're just doing it.
Because it's the weekend of the year.
Yeah.
They played Miami.
Yeah, okay. There you go. I knew there was a reason. All right, we'll take a break. We'll be right back.
These are the odds.
Honestly, though, Justin Rose is only top five in the world. Huh?
Oh, is it already? Did they take off the
I'm
website?
gonna come back with next hour. We're gonna.
We do our top. We do our top three.
What'd you do? What was the top three you called? I forgot.
Top three Sports Center anchors. All time.
Sports what?
Sports Center anchors. Like the Sports Center. You don't have any? You know, tell us now. Tell us in the thing. Let's make it go along.
I got mine.
You guys do. I'll work with it. You know, because I'm the veteran. I've been here since they started. You know. I was back
Your
there.
favorites.
I was back there when Boom.
Your favorites. Keith Olbermann or something.
Yeah, Keith Edwin. What was it? Dan Patrick.
Yeah, that's mine.
Dan,
Patrick Eisen, Stuart Scott, and
there's one guy who killed himself. I forget who it was. He died. One of the original dudes. I forget who that was.
Kenny Mayne.
Kenny Mayne was a nice one too.
The insurance you need in a timely and cooperative manner. Whether you're looking for individual and family, group, seniors, life, or long-term coverage, BZI can help. For additional information or to speak with an insurance expert, call 1-800-431-4834 or email them at www.bzi.com.
Just that, oh, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
Check Randy. All the experts at trendbetting.com. Trend betting theory is simple. Trends dominate sports. You will win in the long run by following the dominant trend. You will lose in the long run if you buck the dominant trend. Simple enough. That's trendbetting.com.
When you need a good roof over your
Yeah,
head, call
you gotta come out of the gate.
They've been keeping
Bumping
folks
that,
on the drive
big
for
head.
many years now and are proud of their
I'll tell
work.
him.
Seal Roofing and Contracting does it all, whether you need simple repairs before the next big rainy season or a whole new roof. Maybe you need new siding or windows. You can be certain that when you hire Seal Roofing, you're hiring the best. Available 7 days a week with 24-hour emergency service and free estimates. Call 215-533-4066. That's 215-533-4066 or visit sealroofing.net.
What are we talking about? No. ESPN, right? What are we starting with?
No, call them to the top three.
Yeah. I'll get into that. I'll make it. I'll have a
Well, I can kind of say we're into it because also I can tell a quick story and say we're into it.
Okay.
So if you want to go to me, I thought they mentioned the bar too. We can come in here.
What's that?
When I thought they mentioned the bar coming in.
Oh, yeah. We'll get into some football at the end. We'll finish up with the football shit.
Nice. I love it. Can't wait for that.
All right, ready? Yeah, we're back. Sports Goombahs, live from 515 Studios, Bucks County, PA. Got the big D here sitting in for the chef. Kansas City Chiefs, #1 fan. We're going to get into that a little bit too.
Yep.
I got the wall over here. I got the wall report coming up in this hour.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Should be exciting. I'm just going to sit on the show and just look good. The guy did.
Oh,
Yeah. Give us a call, 267-563-2893. 267-563-2893. It's the Sports Goombahs hotline. You don't want to talk to the phone, get texts. Maybe we'll answer, who knows. So,
funny story I want to tell you. I was starting to tell you during a break, but I'll save it.
I should save it for the show, because
So
no one's heard the story.
last night, I was out to a local pub diner with my girlfriend, and I wasn't facing TV. She's watching it, and the Sports Center's on the background. Of course, we're there like after like a minute or so, and they're throwing out these two young brunette girls. I didn't see who they were. I still didn't know who they were, and she's just like, I bet these girls probably don't know a thing about sports, and just like these are, and I looked on them, these are the anchors that are thrown out there these days in Sports Center. It was just, I mean, it's not, of all things to like just excels or whatever. Like, I don't need to come to Sports Center just to look at girls talking sports, because I want to hear guys like me talking about sports.
Yeah.
And I was looking, I was like, man, I was like, whatever happened to the good old days when it was just like Kenny Mayne and all that. I've been thinking, what were your top three favorite Sports Center anchors throughout the 20, 30 years or whatever it's been going on for?
To me, boys, it's a tough one. I go back to Keith Oberman back when he was first in. I mean, I don't like him now.
That was coming.
I don't like him now. I don't know. He got too opinionated as far as politics and other stuff. He lost his sports edge a little bit. Back in the day, he was like, he was over. He was off the cuff a little bit. He was, screaming that. He went against the grade back when they weren't doing it in sports. They were doing that on the radio and other things, but not in sports. You didn't go against. You didn't become the Howard Stern of sports yet. Back then, when he was doing his thing, and when he did get into that over the sports limit, like when he moved to a news channel, that was and then he came back to sports. He's on sports now. He does.
I think he stopped already again, but I know he came back to ESPN. I think for like a big homecoming type thing. But
he was.
I was never an Oberman guy.
Yeah, I was. And back then, I mean, I'm a little older than you guys when ESPN first came in back in the 80s. I think that's when they came in, before cable was really big. But that's that first guy that comes to my mind. There's a few others.
One of my favorites, he's still there. My third favorite guy is Scott Van Pelt.
Yeah,
Scott Van Pelt's funny.
He's good too.
It's not just about being funny. I mean, he's funny, knowledgeable, and I enjoy Scott. I mean, that's what I kind of want, somebody who I would like to basically sit around and do this with.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do this with a couple of mid-20-year-old girls who just like, oh, I like David Beckham and he's in Tom Brady. They're cute.
That's the show.
That's sexist, I know.
Yeah, that's the show.
Very sexist.
That's the show of it. It's like
another kid with bald ass Scott Van Pelt.
Yeah.
They're talking about sports.
Even when you look at it like that now, even football, any sport, no matter what, even golf. Even golf, you have they just throw these girls out in front of the camera, and they just put a blank stare and just try and tell you what's going through their earpiece, and it's like, listen.
And that's not to say that all girls are.
There are
some like Susie Colbert. No, she probably
Linda Cohn, but like Linda Cohn.
Susie Colbert probably does more football than I do. I think it's fair to say.
I fully believe that.
But and it all started actually mainly when I was at like fantasy football. Did you ever watch the fantasy football? I think it's called fantasy football now. It was on like leading right up to the games. ESPN 2. It was like Tim Hasselbeck and the Mr. Roto, whatever his name is. I forget, one of the ESPN guys. But they had there's one girl there, and oh my God, listening to her was like. And I used to check Twitter to make sure it wasn't just me, and it was the whole world bashing this girl. I forget her name. I'll look it up. But she was brutal. The only thing she would talk about personally was her own fantasy team. Yeah. And there's one thing that nobody wants to hear about is your fantasy.
Your own fantasy team.
Nobody wants to hear about your bad beats in gambling or poker, and they don't want to hear about your fantasy team. Yeah. And she just, I don't know whether to start, Thomas Jones this week. I'm like, I don't fucking care who you are starting. Tell me who I should be starting. I don't want to hear your team.
Yeah. The one I disliked, I know we're talking about our favorites, but I think Boomer, what's his name?
Oh God. He's on everybody's hate list. Yeah, Berman,
I
hate them.
Overdone. I mean, he must have ownership in ESPN and still be there, because when he does stuff now, it's outright annoying. He's why I don't watch the Home Run Derby. I don't care who's in it anymore. I can't listen to him.
It is.
I don't think I watched the last two Home Run Derby.
How many times can you do the same thing over and over again?
It's the same shit.
It's terrible. It's unbelievable. Like, and no one, I didn't find that funny when I was a kid. But, when I was 13, 15,
NFL
20.
games, he used to do the NFL, the highlights and stuff like that. Annoying, just to a point that you just turn it off. And it was never good with him. He was just the face of ESPN.
Now batting Pedro Feliz Navidad.
Oh my God! Two strokes and run right up me, man.
It's terrible.
Bum, stumbling.
Yeah.
What
is that? Nobody cares. And then you watch Longest Yard, and it's like I don't even want to watch that because
it was like the definition of
and he ruined it.
They basically said, Berman, do exactly what the world hates.
Yeah.
He only had like 2 minutes screen time. They fit every cliche. He had
everything in the smallest span. It was like, you gotta be shitting me right now.
Cuts right.
This is terrible.
He's disheveled looking. He's never.
The worst part about him, if you ever see like outtakes or things, he's a prick.
He's
He's a nasty guy.
He's
He's not a nice guy. He's just he's screaming and cursing, yelling at people to stay still and don't move around while he's in a shot. Like,
he's the pompous ESPN.
You got balls, dude. You got balls.
He invented ESPN.
I'm not saying you have to be an athlete to know about sports, but just coming from him, I feel like what do you? You probably never even lace up a pair of cleats a day in your life.
He was a field reporter for ESPN. That's how he started. He was on the field and back.
That's the problem, that he got in at the ground like right at the opening, and now it's like, oh, we can't go to Berman. And I'm sure he's making like $10 million a year.
What happened? Probably. He got so full of himself, and no one could tell him that he couldn't do what he wanted to do, and that's what happened to him. And he stayed, and they throw him out there
for his salary. You could probably get 20 people with new people
with double
masters.
Yeah, and
him and Rendell separated birth. We looked into it, guys. And they basically won the same time we showed it.
Rendell, Chris Christie, and Berman. You throw them all three together. It's like
Chris Christie. That's his boy.
Yeah. All right, Chris Christie. Speaking of Chris Christie, man, that's what I heard. That Magic Johnson's going to back the new President Clinton. The next one. What do you think of that? The Tragic's going to get involved in politics now. Going to run the show. He thinks he's a Sinatra from the '60s. He's going to. Magic Johnson.
Magic Johnson, no.
Yeah. He's he's going to be back in that Hillary Clinton.
He's a real positive guy.
Yeah. He's be positive.
Honestly, I didn't get it at first. It took me a second to think about it. And I hate the fact that there's actually an entire website dedicated to Chris Berman nicknames.
That's insane.
It's an entire website, and it's so deep. I don't want to get into it. It's just
he makes me sick to my stomach. I like, honestly, and I'm not the first person to say it, people mute the home run derby, like you said. You mute it, mute it, and you can't even enjoy it or listen to it.
Not at all. It's even once he's getting to a point now where his back doesn't let it out of there anymore. He's just shooting it. I like that Dan Patrick too. He's got the radio.
I love Dan Patrick. Yeah, I love Dan Patrick.
He's dry, but he gets the shows. I mean, his show is much like ours. So
was Dan Patrick the one who first did the in Fuego?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was him.
Yeah,
right?
He was in Fuego.
Yeah. That's what
There's another guy who's Bob Lees. He's still on.
Bob Lees. He's outside lines.
But he used to be back in the day. He was on. He had his. Bob Lees very good.
He's more knowledgeable than he is charismatic.
Yeah.
A lot of guys now are charismatic.
I mean, I love Rich Eisen.
Yeah,
Rich Eisen was good, and especially when the combine comes on, he literally makes he makes that sometimes. Just the way when he runs the 40, and does that, and then he goes on and basically just says everything, and he's just so knowledgeable with things. And it's nice to see that an older guy who's been there for years, doing that rather than someone new and throwing him in there.
There's another guy, Stuart Scott. I know he's sick and all. I hate that.
He's not sick. He's dead.
He's dead.
He dead?
He died.
Stuart Scott.
Yeah, he died
2 months ago.
Did he really?
Yeah, he died.
Yeah. There was tributes all over the place. Yeah.
I must have been in a coma.
What is break news theory here?
Mm-hmm. He died.
He died like 2 months ago.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
There was numerous tributes.
He's sick.
Yeah, he's not sick.
He's not sick.
Yeah, he's Yeah, Stuart Scott died. He cancer.
You must have been on vacation on an island because it was on every
I got
channel.
off the meds.
You were still so deep in that Shameless, The Wire.
Oh yeah,
It was that era.
Was that era?
It was
Yeah.
that era.
You know what happened to me is I got so involved with The Wire that I stood in the house for
Noon to midnight.
noon to midnight. I didn't do nothing but watch The Wire. And then they freaking put Shameless on the next week. The 2 weeks I was watching.
Came in one day, got a big bushy beard. He's just like, I was like, oh, sorry, I was watching Shameless for 4 days.
The Wire had me locked down. It's a lockdown. I was in
5 seasons in a
I was in this room, man. It was like I couldn't get out of it. My daughter's bringing me food and water.
You slide through the hole in the door. Yeah, yard time.
That's about when it happened, right?
Yeah, it was about when that happened. One of my, I had Stu Scott on my list as well because they said, towards the end he became kind of like a shell of his former self. I don't know if it was because of all the cancer stuff, but
He got into all that noisy stuff after shots in basketball, ridiculous, and that's all that. He started all that.
when he
stuff.
was at his prime and like just being on TV a lot. I mean,
Right.
once a lot of these guys got too big, like the mane and eyes, and they had to stop doing it. But when he was, I was like probably my early teens when he was like big, like 12, 13, 14, and that's when he was cool with another pillow and all those lines that now looking back are so corny.
Yeah.
But at the time it was like, oh, that's
Well,
he's cool.
You know what though, with him, he didn't aggressively overuse it
Yeah, he
like
didn't
Berman
sense-
does. You
yeah.
know what I mean? Like, and
Force it in
and
through.
yeah, he didn't force it down your throat. And
He's
then
cool
as
as a pillow.
and when he got older, he really didn't use that as
No,
much.
he didn't.
Where Berman, from start to finish, from when he got there till now, he doesn't change anything.
Right.
He does the same
Exact
thing, and he
same
just
thing.
feeds the shit down your throat. And it's like, dude, just stop.
If you
over,
like
nobody
me,
cares.
I came up with him, and he's the same guy today. We'll watch him do an NFL game. It's like you watched him 20 years ago doing an NFL game.
If Stuart Scott called a highlight like Chris Berman, he would have been like, no, in for 3, booyah, and he dunks, booyah, and here's a steal, booyah. Like, all right, dude, we get it, booyah, booyah's your catchphrase, dude, we got it. But no, he would use it once a show, and then when a time called for it, and it's
At
why
the right time.
no one got sick of
Yeah.
Stuart Scott as opposed to Fat Berman.
But all the new guys now, and all use those catchphrases afterwards after shots, and like the ridiculous. I'm tired of hearing say, "Oh, it's ridiculous." No, it's not. It's what it is.
That's least of my worries.
Well.
My number, one of my other one is John Anderson. John Anderson doesn't get a lot of love. He's kind of like Scott Van Pelt with hair. He's that one. If you Google him, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I think John Anderson is very funny. You know John Anderson?
He's been there since
He's been
99.
there for a long
Yeah,
time.
10 years.
Yeah, he's been there for a long.
Yeah.
Well, not 9.
Yeah,
The guy with the full hair and glasses.
Yeah, it's like
Okay, yeah,
Scott Van Pelt
I know
hair.
exactly who you're talking about.
I mean, he's the same boat where he's funny, he seems cool, but he also looks like he could have played when he was younger too. I kind of want that as somebody. I want somebody even though I'm not somebody who looks like he would have played sports. I still would want my guy to be somebody who looks like they can hang out, on
Don't
the
sell yourself short, man.
Yeah, thank you, appreciate that.
I don't know who else. From back from my era.
You know who I dislike? We're going dislike list. He was like the Jimmy Fallon of SportsCenter, where he just kept laughing when everything was Charlie Steiner.
Oh yeah,
my
that's what
God.
I'm thinking about. You know what? That's who I was going to say. Not that I like, but he was like
He's broke every
Is he dead? I think he killed
He's
himself.
not. No, he's not. He's not killing himself.
He's sick.
He's sick.
I love Charlie Steiner. That's who I'm talking. He had a good voice.
No, he did have a good voice. He
Yeah.
just couldn't hold together.
Yeah.
Now he's still alive.
Oh yeah, he had the glasses. The guy with the glasses. And the hair.
65.
Yeah, I like Steiner. No, he was funny.
I like Steiner.
Yeah. Dry sense of humor up there. I know exactly. I'm thinking of the wrong guy. He's still alive.
Yeah, I know.
Where's he at now? What's he doing? Is he at Wachovia?
Nice.
No.
What? Wachovia.
Yeah, we know. Wachovia. He's doing banking work. Isn't he from Wachovia?
It's called Wells Fargo now,
Yeah,
but
whatever. Call what you want. Man.
he's at Core State actually. Is what he's
Core
at.
State.
At the Spectrum. The first union.
Where's he at? He's out of sports.
I don't know what
Oh,
Charlie
no,
Steiner's doing.
Wikipedia. We have
Oh, this Wikipedia doesn't tell you doesn't check him in on
I think
Facebook.
He has a Wikipedia.
He does.
He's at
You have a Wikipedia.
he went to Chipotle yesterday. That's what he's doing.
Chipotle.
I just found it on his Wikipedia page.
Chipotle. Is that what he does? He's
Yeah,
waiting tables.
he manages a string of Chipotles
Nice.
in southeastern Manhattan.
Are you kidding? No, he does.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
No, I do. He does. He's retired. He's like 65.
Yeah, I liked him. He was good. I liked it. It was dry sense of humor. You know, it was him and Berman were together sometimes.
Oh, that's a tandem.
Yeah.
That's a dream team right there.
Jesus.
I'm sure the viewers just tuned in.
ESPN is falling off the map with that stuff with the sports now, all over the place, especially with the internet. You can find anything you want on there. You guys like us, all over the place, NBC Sports and stuff.
Yeah, a lot of them kind of make their name
Fox,
there, and they branch to go other places. A lot of the NFL Network guys, you said Eisen's on ESPN, or Dan Patrick's on ESPN,
Right.
Kenny Mayne.
Well, Dan Patrick is. Doesn't he? No, doesn't that radio show? No,
He does anything.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yep.
And they even their specific sport-specific guys. Mariucci left and all
Yeah,
that.
right. I wonder what
Hal
channel.
Reynolds. Oh, yeah, he touched somebody.
Yeah, I wonder what channel Warren Sapp's allowed on. I mean, he's pretty much not allowed on any
He's
station.
opened
But
up his own station.
He's on public access.
he's Sat TV.
He's live via satellite in the
I
prison.
think him and Mike Orban will start doing
Well, he's on House Fest. He's probably doing maybe a web show. Yeah.
Yeah, Sat TV.
Sat TV.
Yeah.
He's ready to
Yeah,
go.
listen, on YouTube, you do anything you want.
Sat.
You can do anything with it, but you can't keep raping strippers.
No, you can't do that.
You can do anything you want. You can't rape strippers.
Can't make sure unless you pay him.
No, that's the problem. No, Sam.
Gotta pay to play. Whatever. I don't know. Yeah, the big D here is he's sporting this Kansas City Chief garb. Got the hat, the shirt. And I'm going back with this guy a while, following on Facebook how he loves the Kansas City Chiefs. And I remember the Andy Reid days here in Philadelphia when he would just rip on Andy Reid, the worst coach, worst play caller, Big Red eating hamburgers. You have the most. You be quoting how many hamburgers Reid dropped down before this game. Then all of a sudden, Andy Reid's over in Kansas City, and now Andy Reid's the best coach in football. Now let me ask you something. I haven't really talked to anybody since he blew that game in Indianapolis 2 years ago, and I tried to get to see a press conference after that game to see who was asking him questions. Unlike you would have gotten here in Philadelphia, obviously. Yeah. I mean, in Kansas City at the press conference, 4 guys show up. Ask the same questions. And he doesn't use Times Yours anymore because it doesn't really matter at that point. Yeah. But after that game, how he wasn't, if it was Philadelphia and he lost that football game, being up 30-7, 31, whatever it was ridiculous.
Sure, you can tell. What was it?
I mean, and you had a 7-0 season. See, you started out 7-0 that season.
More than that.
Right.
9-0.
9-0. It was 9-0, and then you get interviewed by Pam Auer. No, who interviewed him? Who interviewed Andy Reid on ESPN or one of the shows? I think it was Pam Auer interviewed him.
It was.
And how great a season! I
thought she only interviewed Mike Strahan.
Well, Strahan left by then. Strahan became bigger and bigger. So, and that's the kiss of death when you get interviewed after you're 9-0 and you're boasting about how you left Philadelphia, you came to Kansas City, and this is what you did. And then there on after, he couldn't win he couldn't beat a decent quarterback. He never could beat a decent quarterback when he was the Eagles, if you go back and look at it. So he comes out there, and everything changes for him. Then he ends up that Indianapolis game where he just ran the ball. He just threw the ball, being up 30 points.
Well, I mean, what ended up happening? I mean, I'm not obviously taking excuses to take away from him because his play calling is terrible, and he doesn't know what he's doing ever. I mean, but don't get me wrong. He was the best coach available at the time that Kansas City needed a coach to get one. So by getting them, obviously, it's a great thing. And in 2 years, what he's done, I mean, 11-5, and then 9-7. I mean,
his MO is the same every year.
So I mean, the thing is, you know what you're going to get. You're going to be better than when he got there. You're going to be better getting him. Will you go all the way? Probably not.
Well, the thing is too, it's not that Kansas City doesn't want to win a Super Bowl, but we don't have that Philadelphia mentality where it's like, okay, you don't win a Super Bowl and you're a piece of shit. you literally you literally have to understand. Me personally, I've been a fan since '93. I've been a fan for 22 years, and by the last playoff win was 1993 when Joe Montana won the playoff
Great game.
So that's the last time they won a playoff game. So in my eyes,
exactly,
okay,
going to playoffs is a good
going to the playoffs and trying, and turning a team around, going from 2-14, 4-12 to now 11-5, and then 9-7 with him 2 years there for 2 years. I'm happy with that, and I wanted obviously them to win. And the Colts game was terrible, but Jamal Charles, your best player, gets hurt and he's out, concussion, the first series.
Yeah.
And then the backup, Niles Davis, he goes out. Now 2 of your running backs are now gone. And the Colts defense up front is very well, but their cornerbacks and safeties are not. So they were able to literally gash that defense and score points, but they were scoring points so fast, ended up being 38-7, I believe it was, and they ended up coming back and winning. I mean, and the Chiefs literally fell apart, and then obviously, now Brandon Flowers went out, and then Eric Berry went out. Now all these guys, defense, and literally everyone, every player was just getting hurt, and they were just falling out.
We guys lose like 8 Pro Bowlers and like.
It was crazy. Yeah, it was unreal, and literally the way it all went, and I just couldn't believe it, because the only thing that Andy Reid needed was that win.
Yeah.
If he got that win, then it would have shut Philadelphia up. It would have shut anyone else up. But by doing that and falling like he always does, I
played right into it.
And the worst part about it was, for 22 years I've been a fan from Kansas City, of Kansas City. And no one gave a shit about my Chiefs, who they're playing, the AFC West, blah, blah, blah. The second Andy Reid leaves Philadelphia and goes to Kansas City, I'm a piece of shit. Andy Reid's a fat slob. Why don't I follow that fat fuck, go to Kansas City, eat barbecue with him, and go die out there? I'm like, you know what? Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, you didn't care at all. And now why am I getting bombarded with this nonsense and bullshit?
Once he signed there,
it was unbelievable.
Once he signed
you know what happens when you leave this town and any success whatsoever, we always have to follow you. It's like all our players too. Mm-hmm. It's like, Jimmy Rollins left here, and for 6 months we've been wondering everything he eats, does, and doesn't in California. He hits a home run in Los Angeles. We want to see the replays on Comcast, because we can't face the fact that we let a player go that's still, that's still producing. Mm-hmm. And he had bad things to say about us. It's like the Deshaun Jackson stuff. I mean, Shady McCoy too. Even with Shady, he's still blowing his mouth over here in Buffalo. I mean, he says he's not. He says reporters are blowing it out of proportion. Everything he says is anti-Philadelphia. But we're going to watch Shady all year in Buffalo. Every 100-yard game, every big play is going to be spun back to us. It's the same thing that happened with Jackson, same thing. Anything he did in Washington came back to us.
But then the one thing, too, you got to realize, with everyone not understanding, Andy Reid got fired. He didn't quit.
Yeah.
Okay, he was fired.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he said, it's like, screw Philadelphia, I'm going to go somewhere else and win a Super Bowl.
He made a deal that he was with that last season. He was just going to coach it out and be gone.
But see, it's like, I work at credit union. If they fired me, I got a job at TD Bank, and they were just like, I hope you do awful. So, well, why? What did I? You fired me.
Yeah, exactly.
Why do you hate me? They want to score you.
That's unfortunate. I mean,
you don't want to see the guy you fired do good. And that's the problem in sports too. You don't want to see the player you just got rid of. The worst thing that could happen to Philly would be Kansas City going to the Super Bowl that year after we got rid of Andy Reid.
That's the problem I've always had.
Okay, but with this though, one thing, Chip Kelly, what he's doing right now, everybody loves it, or most people love it. Getting this person, signing this person, doing this, nothing worked. Why not do a change? Blah blah blah. Well, a couple years ago, you all do realize that Andy Reid did the same exact thing, and that's what made that team fall apart, and that's why they went backwards, because he never did that. Right. And he went out of his element and did something dumb like that, and then now he potentially lost his job because of that, and that's why he's in Kansas City. And I'm perfectly fine with it. Like I said, I mean, whatever. It's Andy Reid. Andy Reid's going to always be Andy Reid. It's not going to change anything.
He's still not going to know what timeouts are.
Yeah, he's still not going to work them. But the thing is, I appreciate what he's doing for the city. I appreciate what he's doing for the team. And honestly, I'm very happy right now. And I honestly believe that they're going to have a great season this year, and not because I'm a fan, but because I see what he's doing.
And that's the thing is, and a similar thing, I go through a lot of that with being a Clemson fan. It's everyone says Dad when he came on the big one. You make fun all the time because Don is a big Florida State fan. So,
Seminoles.
So we're both ACC, so we battle a lot.
I love anything Native American for some reason. I don't get it.
Chicago Blackhawks fan?
No.
Yeah, I get it because Dabo came in the big one, but the last 3 years we've beaten Ohio State, Oklahoma, LSU in bowl games. Whereas before Dabo got here, we were playing in the Automagic Car Care Bowl, in Ben Salem. It's like, well, I would much rather be doing. We may not be winning the championship, but I'm happier here than going 6 or 7 and 6 every year. So yeah, it's a lot of things. Andy may not get you the big one, but you're in a better spot now, unquestionably, anywhere 5, 10 years.
Absolutely. And I fully believe what he's doing is, I do think he is changing things a little bit. I mean, Jamal Charles is getting a huge workload, and they're starting to run the ball a lot more than obviously what he's accustomed to. But I think he's putting people around. I mean, you do realize Jeremy Macklin, Kansas City Chief, Jason Avant, Kansas City Chief. You know what he's doing.
He's bringing his system.
Absolutely.
The guys that run his system.
I really love Jason Kelsey. Sorry, I'll go get Travis Kelsey.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they got the same last name. They're brothers, and they know something.
I think Andy Reid's problem is he's stubborn to change in a game. He has a plan. He doesn't like to do that. And that's what cost him Super Bowls and championships.
Yes.
Not changing in midstream. And he refuses to do that. He thinks he wants his system the way he does them to win this thing one time. He needs that Super Bowl to do it the way he has to do it.
And then everyone forgets, though, how fast they're so fast to forget what he did for the city.
Oh,
you realize how pathetic Philadelphia football was before Andy Reid got here, and then what he took them to, and McNabb, exactly. I mean, now you're fighting to find a quarterback that's going to fill the shoes of. People don't like McNabb, but he was one of the greatest football quarterbacks in Philadelphia history by far.
Yeah, stat-wise,
stat-wise, and everything that he's done, and to now to try and find someone that's filling his shoes are going to fill a quarterback, be a quarterback of Philadelphia. People want Mariota, and they want to do this, and they're saying there's Sanchez. Sanchez was last year, and Bradford now, and Foles.
You knew for a full decade who your starting quarterback was, and there was no question.
No question about it.
Of the 5 to 10 best in the league.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. The problem I always have with Philly fans is they're, I'm one of them. They're just so you trust them. They'll love you until you do anything that's like not. If you don't want a championship, you're the biggest piece of shit.
Well, if you look at that, but that's here, and it's not just here.
It's not. No, that's the thing. I really think it's just here.
You take it up to New York too. They have their problems.
Go on.
They just happen to win more championships, and they're used to winning. It's like Boston too. Boston doesn't have time to destroy their players and their coaches because they win so much. They don't go through that law of 20 years before you even get a title.
Perfect example right now is look at the Phillies. Look, you go on any website, listen to the radio, go anything, listen to anybody. Ben Revere is the biggest loser in the world. Ask him. Just ask him. Ben Revere sucks. The man just led the league in hits last year. You realize that?
Yeah.
He stole 40 bases. He had more hits than any other player in the National League, and he's still a big loser. What more do you want? He had more hits than anybody. He's a lead up there with more hits and 40 stolen bases.
Yeah.
He may not walk. Who cares? That's exactly what you want.
But the problem is here we don't see that because the second batter, the third batter make the outs no matter what.
Exactly, because we're stupid.
Yeah.
Philadelphia fans for the most part are stupid.
And the thing,
I don't know. You can't. I don't say they're stupid. The Philadelphia fans are knowledgeable. The problem with the fans, and I've been saying it for a while, is no patience.
No.
We have no patience because we don't win enough. That's why cities like Boston, New York, and Chicago. They win championships in all their sports now and then. They don't wait 20 and 30 years for each sport to win titles. They have championships in a row. They have a lot of each decade. They have championships. This town, we have appearances in decades. We don't win anything. I mean, winning titles in this. As long as you guys have been alive, and I've been alive a little longer than you. How many titles you guys seen? 2, 1.
Do the soul count?
Well, no. So you saw 1.
Do the Phantoms count?
No. You saw 1 in a 14-sport city.
Yeah.
And the 5 largest city in the country.
Yeah, meanwhile,
7, 6, or whatever. You saw 1 title in that many years, and now I've been around for 52 years. I've seen 4, 5, including the Flyers. I've seen 2 with the Flyers, 1 with the Phillies, and 1 with the Sixers. Yeah. Okay, and then in your decade, I saw another 1 Phillies. So I've seen 7 titles.
Yeah.
6 titles in 52 years. So you look.
Meanwhile, the likes of Tampa Bay and garbage cities like this, they probably know they have teams, have more than us.
New Jersey, they got 3 Stanley Cups. Okay,
but then you end up getting spoiled where you're doing so good for so long,
Boston.
And you don't, and then Philadelphia's like, oh, well, why can't we be like them, or why? Well, you do remember like the Eagles. They went to the NFC Championship game 5 years in a row.
Right. That's a feat in itself.
what other teams do you know that are doing that besides your obviously like your Dallas Cowboys and like Buffalo Bills?
And they haven't done nothing since Buffalo.
Exactly.
They won them 4 years. They've been a dead football team.
And Philadelphia hasn't.
Right.
But yet they're the loudest and the most obnoxious. And if you want to take that title, you take that title, but it still has gotten you nowhere.
Right. Right. That's true. I mean, it's the reputation in this town is what it is. Players come here, and don't get me wrong, you come here and you win as a player, you're God for a long time. You know, you look at somebody like who's the coach Dick Vermeil, didn't win nothing here. And still has his face on billboards in this town without winning here. In fact, when he won the Super Bowl in St. Louis, we were excited here for the guy. You know,
yeah, but you still had he's a
yeah.
whining baby bitch.
Yeah, right.
Well, he was one of the nicest guys around, and they still had a reason to say something.
Well, it's fueled, and they say it's not, but it's fueled.
Yeah.
It's a lot of the sports media in this town fuel that. They say they don't. We fuel them to fuel it, but they do. The writers and and the radio shows and the TV shows, they fuel that around here.
Absolutely,
in this town,
absolutely.
For the most part.
Oh, every single. I mean, how many times are we going to hear that Santa Claus was pelted with snowballs?
Oh
I mean,
my God!
Look, I'm 30 years old, and I've heard that shit forever, every single year.
And
It's like,
who's the guy on TV? Who's the guy on NHL? Their big announcer just blew that whole story by saying that the Santa Claus was hit by snowballs at the link or whatever. He completely messed up there.
Oh yeah,
Doc Emmerich had
okay,
I don't know
I
don't know where he was even going with this. He said something. He just wanted to make a story about the Philadelphia.
Yeah, about being bad fans. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
being
they used to have a jail in the vet.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
And he did.
Literally.
We did. We had a jail in the vet. So what?
So what? Instead of kicking them out, you put them there. What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
Instead of putting them on the street. Yeah, instead of putting them on the street.
Well, it's also been going on for years. I mean, other states have people killed in the stadium. They blow that off real
Exactly.
fast.
How many? Somebody got murdered, like the Giants Dodgers game, and
It happens all the time. It's like the other day, somebody threw beer on one of the players in Washington. Yesterday,
Okay.
somebody dumped beer on one of the Phillies players. There it was, and it got 2 minutes. 2 minutes. And that was it. This guy having fun. Philadelphia, there's ignorant, sloppy Philly fans throwing beers on players.
funny
That's how it went
story
out.
about that. I was actually at a Phillies game for a guy who won the challenge, the Sports Commerce Challenge. It was like this pre-bachelor party. We went to the Phillies game, and we were standing above the Brewers bullpen, and some drunk fan, the kind of definition of what they hate about Philadelphia, spits, hawks a big loogie, and it hits one of the pitchers, and he thought it was like our group. They pointed at us, they came over, got security, and we all got kicked out. We didn't do it. But so on Twitter, my friend tweets that the relief pitcher. It was whoever the closer was. I forget who it was. But he tweets me. He's like, yeah, I didn't spit on you. We didn't think he was gonna answer, but he answered. He writes back like, typical classless Phillies fan, something like that. And then he just got flooded with people like, oh, typical Phillies scumbags spitting on people. And we're like, technically, yeah, somebody did spit. It wasn't us. Like, we were getting,
it was not us.
It wasn't us. They didn't think it was going to.
It wasn't this scumbag. It was that scumbag.
Oh yeah, that's all we do. You like, typical throwing snow. Oh yeah, snowballs, snowballs. Like, yeah, I get it.
You got a story about Santa Claus and snowballs? Give us a call. We'll take whatever story you have. You want to make something up? 267-563-2893. Anybody else can do? You might as well do it. Santa Claus. 1960 what? 69?
I don't know what happened. It wasn't my lifetime, I don't think.
They
cheered when Irvin broke his neck.
Exactly. When Michael Irvin falls and breaks his neck, that shitty Eagle fans just yelling and cheering. Like, listen,
I'm pretty sure if we were playing the Knicks and AI was just murdering the Knicks and he had 50-some points and then twisted his ankle, I'm pretty sure they'd be happy at first too. Obviously, we didn't know the guy broke his neck.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know that. In hindsight, we probably still wouldn't have changed anyway.
It's good for TV though. It's
Absolutely.
good
We're
for
scumbags, big losers.
But anywhere you go, like he was saying, anywhere you go,
Murders.
You're gonna boo the person. And yet, at that time, the guy gets hurt and he's going out. Well, it's like, okay, well, that's the best player. So now he's not playing, so we're gonna win. Now, if he literally died on the field in front of you, you're probably not gonna cheer. I would hope you wouldn't. But I'm just saying, you're excited now because now you have an advantage. And
that's all you want to do, win.
In anybody's right mind, they're good with that. because you want the best players there. But if he gets hurt and the top player goes out, okay, see you, bud.
Exactly.
Go on the sideline, baby bitch. Time for us to win. What do you want?
Exactly. I agree 100%. At the time, of course you're going to be happy. You don't want him to be. You don't want him to keep torching you all day.
Like, how many people were happy when Shaq would like fall over and bust his knee or or hurt his ankles? Like, oh shit, yeah, Shaq's on him. Kick it in the hole.
We got a shot.
Hit it in the hole now. You know what I mean? But when he's in there, how many titles is he winning? You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So there you go. People don't understand that, and I understand. I know that Philadelphia fans, get how they get, but you got to realize I'm also a Philadelphia fan. I'm just a diehard Chiefs fan. Like, don't call me a piece of shit. And don't call me a loser just because Andy Reid's in Kansas City. Like, literally, today I was walking around like, oh yeah, hey, how's fat ass doing? I don't know. I don't know. I didn't have dinner with him, and I'm not sure he really gives a shit about it.
And if I did, it'd probably be a large one.
Yeah. Like, what do you want from me? Like, oh, he's doing great. Oh yeah, well, Andy Reid sucks, and so does the Chiefs. I'm like, okay, well,
how many times have you heard that the Chiefs sucks?
Every single day.
I was there for it firsthand.
Every
firsthand, I had to hear.
single day.
Chiefs suck, Dante. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, all right, thank you. Like, what the hell more do you want from me?
But if Andy Reid signed with Buccaneers, you would never heard a word.
Wouldn't have gave a shit. Nobody would have cared one bit. They wouldn't have cared at all. And then also now too, Jeremy Maclin signs with the Chiefs. Piece of shit. Why? Because he's with Andy Reid. Piece of shit.
And I'm actually on a similar note with the whole thing.
I guarantee if he went to the Dallas Cowboys, he'd be more liked than with him going to the Chiefs with Andy Reid. He's the biggest. He's not a number one. He blows. He sucks. He blew his knee out. He's gonna blow his knee out again.
I think with Murray, it lasted what, 2 days? That was end of story.
Cowboys fans are burning his jersey, saying,
"Oh my God,
he wasn't even that good anyway."
That's done, and I'm sure Cowboys aren't going to be watching what he does. The media there, not
The
going to watch
fans
what
will.
he's doing. Well, they will.
Because Cowboys fans are idiots. Let's be honest.
Yeah, well, they show up. It's the show over there. Nothing but Scary World. It's the show that goes on there. They couldn't care less. They keep flaunting them Super Bowl rings they've had in the 90s. That's it.
I always relate it to like when people say, "Oh, well, how many rings you got?"
Yeah,
it's like, well, okay, like, do you brag about the girls you pulled in high school when you're 40?
Man, you're living in the past.
Like, get over it. Like,
we both know someone that does that.
I gotta count them. Since the divorce, I'm back.
Yeah, you're back in the game.
Back going.
Yeah, but
We need to get you on Tinder.
Yeah, I'm on Tinder.
Are you serious?
I like that. I like that.
Absolutely,
I
man.
thought you had no idea what I was saying. When I said that.
I've been on Tinder for a while now.
That was the original. Cat number one.
You did start Tinder. I'll give you that.
Who?
You were number
Yeah.
one? Yeah.
No, I was kidding. I was saying
I'm
that.
joking.
God.
You got the old guy on there with the old ladies, and they were
Oh,
on there
yeah,
too.
of course.
Yeah, they got the rules on there, that kind of crap.
Just gotta, post your bank account on there. That's what the young girls
That's all you gotta do.
The young girls will flock.
You're good to go.
Yeah, you know what? I gotta redo my profile.
Oh, I can imagine what this thing looks like.
Because it's very basic.
It's probably his high school yearbook photo.
It is. It's actually me on a microphone.
Hi, my name's Cashy.
Yeah.
Are you interested in me?
You want to see the king thing?
My hobbies include sports talk radio
No kidding.
and Johnny Manziel.
Let me tell you something. If I come to your bar,
Mm-hmm.
will I be the oldest guy in the joint?
No.
No, really.
No.
I saw Eddie Van Halen there the other night, just walking around by himself. This guy was, he was a creep.
He had this gray hair and all?
I had
long, like to his ass crack.
beer in his hand, just walking around looking at all the 21-year-olds.
Creeping.
So that's how I do it. That's how I'll be.
Yeah, that'll be you.
Don't
So Eddie Van Halen will be gone, and you'll be there.
That's there. You're fine.
That's Cashy the Creep King of
That's Cashy Creep.
Yeah. That's all. I'll see all my friends' kids there.
Rule number one is don't stare.
Yeah.
And you'll be fine. Then you'll just be a bar veteran out for a drink. You won't be the creep of the bar. Big difference.
I was guest bartender. Wouldn't be a creep, right? As long as I'm on the outside. Always
You'd be good to go.
Funny stuff. Yeah. Well. Okay. Guess what?
Is it time?
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. I always say like something exciting's gonna happen after that music. Boom.
No, it isn't.
Yeah. The Wall Report brought to you by He was sponsored for the Wall Report. BZI Insurance Group sponsored the Wall Report. You know this guy, BZI, Brian Zinn. 800-431-4834. Check him out at bzigroup.com. This guy is the Obamacare guru. I called myself the other day. I took my daughter over to that Patients First, one of those little. Actually, wasn't too bad. $100. She got in there. She saw a doctor. I think I take my dog with it. It cost $300. So I could spend $100 on my daughter, right? They took care of her a little while, but it's a nice, clean place, quick. You didn't, it was pretty good. They gave her medicine over after. It's like going to a doctor. It cost a little more. Prescription was cheap. It was nice little deal. Anyway, give my man Brian a call. 1-800-431-4834. Any questions about health insurance, the Obamacare situation, which I know everybody has questions about that. It's just you can't tell what's going on until it goes on. That's for sure. Check them out at bzigroup.com or give a call 800-431-4834. Tell them Cash the King sent you. Then you get your card or something.
Oh, okay. You can promise.
I'll make sure I give a call then.
$10 off your next visit to the doctor. Which will cost 90
10 free years of healthcare. Just tell them Cash sent you.
All
All right, so anyway, the Wall Report. Like I said, we have not a crazy week, but we never got some news for you here. There's been some reports, some rumors circulating around a possible NHL franchise in Las Vegas.
Oh yeah, that's happening.
Is it happening?
Oh yeah, that's gonna happen.
That's what I'm saying. My question was to you: should it happen?
Why not?
And if all sports, so hockey. I mean, I think it's like the last one deserves.
Well, here's the thing.
Nothing says hockey like 100-degree heat.
Yeah, but here it is. It doesn't just hockey like a bunch of gamblers watching it.
Yeah, but all the sports you could throw any team in. I mean,
Yeah, well, evidently they don't want. See, some leagues don't think having that sports go on in.
I think
Vegas.
it'd be great. It's like there's so much to do in Vegas, but a lot of it's adult oriented. Throw a nice sports team out there.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. The city's getting big.
Mhm.
They got the population that can support a team. And hockey is the bourgeoisie of the four. It's the most expensive of the four to watch. So you get that kind. You got comps there. You got things.
I wouldn't say it's the most expensive. NFL's probably.
Well, no, I'm telling you, hockey's more expensive than NFL.
Well, yeah, because there's less seats. You can get an NFL ticket for $50 up in the top, but like
Hockey tickets are a bucket game, man. That's what they cost. If you want to see the game, it's out of.
Oh, I know. I had the unfortunate pleasure of taking my girlfriend to a couple games. I mean, not that I was with her, but I see Flyers. But I mean, I got tickets for like $25.
Yeah, well, you can get. I mean, this
Starbucks.
year you could get them.
I made sure I found a Tuesday against the Florida Panthers. I was like, yes. She's like, well, the Penguins are in town Friday. I'm like, that's $175. Thank you.
No, thanks.
Anyway, big news surrounding off the court NBA. Eventful night. I don't have the name of the nightclub. I didn't care to look at it, write it down. But Pacers forward Chris Copeland and his girlfriend were stabbed at a nightclub. Also, the same nightclub, the same time, around the same event, was two Hawks, Pero Antich and Thabo Cephalosha. They were also arrested. And in the ensuing scuffle, Thabo, he broke his ankle.
4 o'clock in the morning too.
He's done.
Till 4 o'clock in the morning, it's going down there.
You got me when you're number one seed in the East. Get your first big playoff run. You're finally the team. Maybe the team that beat Cleveland's still there, and you go ahead and break your ankle when you're the star defender.
Yeah. NBA.
And they said the thing. At least the thing with the Pacers guy. I think they were just in town. Whatever. The Hawks had a game that night, like in Atlanta, I believe, and they flew out right after the game, landed in New York, where they were playing Brooklyn the next day, and he went out. Why are you going out? He's at 4 a.m. and you got arrested. 2 guys, and he broke his ankle.
Once again, that's just NBA.
Yeah, that you don't.
NBA.
You said NBA.
NBA.
You're not gonna hear Hans Kopitar gets in a bar fight and gets stabbed from the Kings. Like
your job is to dunk the ball and get on ESPN. That's your job in the NBA.
And try not to get stabbed.
Yeah.
And
I feel bad for the girlfriend. Was it the girlfriend?
Yeah, his girlfriend. But
He probably stabbed her.
She was 6'8".
Yeah, she probably was.
she should be defending him.
Was it Maya Moore or no?
No. Have you ever seen Chris Copeland look at the Predator?
He does. Yeah, he does.
He's great.
He's terrible.
Jack Nicklaus sinks a little hole-in-one action in
Yeah,
I did see that.
Excellent.
That was great.
He did what he used to walk away like he's been there before.
I thought that was impressive. I mean, that's a good moment.
I think
Massive.
it was right after that hole. I think he had to change his diaper. I'm pretty sure. Shit his pants.
That wasn't his first, I think.
Shit his pants or the hole in one?
The whole one. That wasn't his first.
Both.
Both.
Yeah, he definitely shit his pants plenty of time before.
And do that one in a stage like that too. You know?
Yeah. Everybody jumped and cheered and he shit himself.
I don't know if you guys have been checking eBay accounts recently, but Aaron Hernandez's jail
I
ID
saw that. Yeah.
ended up on eBay
They took it off.
for $500. Yeah, they yanked it down. They said, you can't sell this. But if you're not, you switch over to Craigslist when you're not buying hookers. It's on Craigslist for
You're trying to
$5,000.
say, look at me like that. I don't buy it. I really rent them.
But yeah, it's on Craigslist now for $5,000. So I guess he realized the price was a little, he lowballed himself on eBay, jacked up $5,000
That's insane.
for Aaron
That
Hernandez's
is
jailhouse. It was
insane.
actually, it's a former inmate. He smuggled it out. I don't want to know how. He didn't mention how.
Man,
I assumed he.
I'm pretty sure we all know how.
I'm assuming he keistered it. I don't know if you guys saw it get hard.
Jesus. Oh,
He
yeah, imagine.
keistered it out. Um,
I heard that.
so
Put it up his ace.
Oh, man, I can't
So-
imagine.
it's an ID. How do you can't even hide it up there? I don't want to know. Maybe after his time in jail, he can hide it up there.
Yeah, I
If
think
you know where I'm going with that.
Aaron Hernandez, what's going on with that guy?
He's apparently going to beat it. I don't know how
2
it's
years
possible.
ago, this guy's already apparently he's going to beat it.
Apparently he's not going
There-
to. He's not going
And the worst part about that, what you're saying, which a lot of people are saying, is all the reasons that he's going to beat it. They have him at the scene,
Yeah.
with the gun, not him having the gun, but he basically witnessed it, and his lawyer is saying yes, he was there, and I can't imagine how he'll possibly beat that. But
He's gonna beat it.
if he beats it, that's some
Put it-
crazy shit. That's
I mean,
some crazy
if you
shit.
look at me. We all the OJ thing, Casey Anthony.
He didn't pull
Ray
it.
Lewis. Well, Ray Lewis. I mean, Ray
Yeah,
Lewis.
but
beat
Casey
it.
Anthony, the baby was like smothered in this thing. She Googled how to smother a baby in this thing on her computer. Nope, now she beat it. She didn't do it.
He did, so.
Hey, if you don't see him pull the trigger, you don't see him stab, you can't. That's the way the system runs. I mean,
I'll tell you one thing though. I would love to have a girlfriend like his.
She's down.
She's a ride or die
Yeah,
chick.
she
She knows.
Well, she knows that money
Oh,
stops.
she,
She goes away.
yeah. She was like, I don't recall. Yeah. So he told you to throw the gun away. She's like, I don't recall. Where did you throw it? I
don't
forget.
recall.
You don't work. You forget. It's a bit. You know where it's at. Good for you.
Yeah, she's
Okay,
right, man.
that's a ride or die chick right there. You need a ride or die chick in your life. That's good. That's good loving.
Not gonna find that on Tinder. Jameis Winston's family advisor, David Cornwall, he's the one advising Jameis on all his moves in life. He was interviewed the other day, and he publicly states Jameis Winston is not ready to be an NFL player off the field. He said he's too mature, and he's not ready. Way to pump up your client,
Yeah, really.
I just watched him on Gruden's quarterback show.
Winston.
Yeah, it was really
Great.
good. You know what? Gruden grilled him too about his off-field
He
antics.
probably just doesn't want him to be a Buccaneer. That's probably all it is.
That's what it is. And Gruden grilled him good. He said, "Okay," he said, "James Anthony, you ever watch that show?"
Yeah, right.
Really good. Gruden
QB
does
camp or whatever it is, right?
He does. After he did Mariota and Winston, I tell you, you can laugh at Gruden and make fun of him sometimes, but he knows his quarterbacks.
He does.
And the show
He
is
definitely laughed at Gruden.
really interesting the way he does it. And he sat back aside. Let's get this off my
I
chest.
don't really like this Ryan Tannehill. He's got this arm motion, he's doing this thing.
And he's like, come on, James. Oh, we done here with this stuff for what? You ready to be an NFL player? Yeah, so I made some mistakes and blah blah. He's talking like that.
Traveling, fake girls.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's college.
He's in college.
It's college.
What's the deal with the crab legs? We're done with the crab legs. He's done with crab legs.
Yeah.
And,
Everyone's looking at the guy like he's 25 years old, 26 years. He's in college.
If you're gonna rape somebody, rape them in college.
Yes. Yes.
Ask Dante. Apparently that's his thing.
But the one thing I don't the one thing I don't understand with the lawyer, didn't the lawyer get him out of the theft of the crab legs? Didn't the lawyer get him out of the rape charge, and now he's saying he's not ready?
No, it's not his lawyer.
Oh, who
It's his advisor.
Oh, advisor. Oh, okay.
Family
Okay.
advisor.
Okay.
They have agents, managers, lawyers, family advisors, cousins.
They absolutely want to drop him down in the draft because he's going to get his dollars eventually. Maybe he won't get first round pick stuff, and if they think he's not going to go first round, second round,
No, still go.
Well,
I mean not first round, first pick.
First pick.
Yeah.
I can't comprehend how Jameis Winston's pretty much going to go number one. Mariota's going to go in the first round. and neither are going to beat the draft.
Okay.
Both,
Oh, yeah, I think
both said
Yeah,
publicly they are both not going to be at the draft. How's your number one pick
Hey,
overall?
the reason for?
Yeah, I mentioned this on a previous blog report. I don't
Well,
get it. How?
Jameis said that his grandmother's sick and she can't travel, so he wants to be with her. And Mario just wants to be in Hawaii.
Okay, that's a problem.
Yeah, I mean that's a moment. You should be there. For that.
Absolutely. I love Jameis Winston. I'm a diehard Seminoles fan, and for him not to be there, that just takes away so much in the draft. That you're the number one pick overall.
Well, you see
in
that
the
this
2015 draft is not going to walk across that stage
Yeah, I mean,
and
montage
give that retarded fucking shake, hug, clap, whatever the hell he does with the it's the worst. Like, come on, like it's a shame. It really is a shame.
Well, it's bad for ESPN, who
It's terrible.
they count on that stuff, especially both not.
Oh, yeah.
And your the third pick of the draft is your big deal.
Yeah. And it's funny. This isn't part of my thing, but I saw that some corner from like Pitt or something posted he got an invite to the draft, and he posted, of course, on Twitter. But like this guy is being invited to the draft, and I know college football. I'd never heard of this guy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is what they're resorting to because they can't get the big guys.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you might be a mid-second. You want to come hang out at the draft? Like, they know they need to do NBA draft style where people the foreigners just come out of the rafters walking down like, oh, okay, apparently Thabo Cephalicious here. Because he didn't get invited, but he still showed up.
It's literally getting to the point where they're going to start like asking for money to show up to the draft. Like, I don't know.
The kids, you mean?
I don't know where it's going. That to me, for your family, for your friends, for yourself, that feeling, that
the whole week.
Who the hell would want that?
That's the money.
That's a moment. That's a moment that you'll never get back. It's a moment.
Is it worth?
That people don't get this in their lifetime?
Is it worth it for ESPN to say, okay, tell you what, Jameson, here's what we want to do?
You can't pay them.
Well, you don't pay them. You know what they do. They do it on the back end. Whatever it is, they don't have to pay them anything. They just,
Well, they can now, so they declare it, right? Or no? You can now, right?
They're no longer in college.
I know that, but
I'm pretty sure once you declare it, and you
then you start following the thing where now.
But they have an agent. Once you have an agent, it's over.
I mean, in the future, you can't because that's going to be. I heard how much you gave James. I'm not coming now.
Look, everybody's making money in the NFL now. NFL only do anything. Last week we had a call in the guy who used to do the signs for at the vet. Tell us exactly what goes on in the NFL. You can't do anything anymore without their okay.
Well, they're changing a lot with it this year, with it being Chicago. I didn't know it was until Chicago until about 2 weeks ago. Not New York.
It's not.
It's not New
York. It's in Chicago.
I want to change the crowd.
So we'll see if
Maybe that's why nobody wants to go. Who knows? Wants to go to Chicago?
So between it being in Chicago and not having big names, if the ratings drop, maybe they will. Maybe they'll be like, look, we need to beat big names here.
Absolutely.
We'll give it.
It's a draft. Yeah, like you said,
it's a draft with money.
The first pick should be definitely any way, shape, or form you get them there.
You said it's all about the money.
Yeah.
Look at it this way: every time there's a Super Bowl party, you can't even say Super Bowl anywhere. If you call it a Super Bowl party, the NFL sues you. The NFL will come after the little bar, the little guys, and they don't give a shit because they don't care if it's $5 or $5 million. If you call it a Super Bowl, they want the money for it. That to me is insane. I think it's bullshit, and the NFL is just going the wrong way.
I've been preaching
NFL.
The WWE is all controlled.
Speaking of WWE, got a little that coming soon, but anyway, we'll move on to boxing. Your favorite thing? It's just this whole sport is like this pathetic, pretty much.
It's a Broadway show.
Adrian Broner, so he had a big win last week over John Molina Jr.
The problem.
And he celebrates by going to a jewelry store and dropping $750,000.
It's the bling thing, it's a problem.
Well, here's the sick part. So I decided, all right, Adrian Broner. I know I've heard the name, but he's young. So I Google his celebrity net worth. Adrian Broner's checking in at $3 million. So you just spent roughly 30% of your entire net worth on jewelry.
Yeah.
He did some smart thinkers. You weren't here last week, Tom, but we had Mayweather, his mouthpieces, the $30,000 mouthpiece. Made of real gold, diamonds, and $100 bills.
He is putting on the show.
These boxers are like the new rappers. Like when it comes to the money.
It's not even a boxing match.
Well, I mean, if you see all these boxers and their shorts from top to bottom, it's just who's paying the most money to get something on here? And-
here.
But I mean, it's a dying sport. It's a shame because
But they're making money somehow,
I love boxing.
It's
And
just the talent. It's not, the heavyweight. When the heavyweight went, so did boxing back.
it's because people want knockouts.
Yes.
And they don't understand or appreciate
No offense.
the scoring.
Scoring is worth the
I want.
I know people want knockouts.
It's not fun
and
to watch.
it's not how it. That's not
I
how
want
it
to watch
is.
220-pound-year-old Santiago
Yeah.
versus Espinoza.
I know.
That's what makes
Duke it out.
that's what when we talk about that's what makes the MMA so great is you get the knockout, you get the
Brutal
blood, you get
ones.
the brutal ones. That's what makes people love it. And MMA's, like I said, there's a couple weeks ago they're starting the tag team MMAs, a different kind of
That's not real.
Wow.
We said that they had to be amazing. How if they had that? Come on.
They do have it.
You mentioned that like the weird one, like 5-on-5.
Yeah, they have that.
No,
They
but
have that.
that's not real UFC. I mean, imagine if UFC
Wow.
had
Actually.
Brock Lesnar and John Jones against,
And actually,
Yeah, imagine that.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
you
getting my
talking,
ass
man.
kicked. Like, go, your dad, man.
Yeah.
There goes John Jones.
it's coming. It's coming.
Like, imagine that. That would
That would
so
be great.
crazy.
It would definitely get ratings up.
3 former WWE talents. I totally had something for you. They are suing the company. In their lawsuit, they're claiming they have. WWE has subjected the wrestlers to extreme physical brutality. That's that's the main basis of the thing. Like, yeah, that's wrestling. That's what they're suing for. Millions of dollars. That's how do you can't sue UFC because you've been subjected to brutality. You did that. You signed up. This isn't football where it's a sport.
Is that mental or physical?
No, it's physical. They have concussions and stuff. I'm like,
and they'll win and they'll get money because
no, WWE doesn't do that. They don't settle this dumb stuff. Like a lot of places, they'll just give it up some money to go away.
Yeah.
WWE does because that's like their
Or the NFL.
Look bad.
The NFL will give you $1 million for
Shut-
a thousand
up.
people split. Like
Yeah.
the hell?
Yeah.
You just
yes, taxes and lawyer fees. I got $1,600.
Yes. We just won a multi-million-dollar case, but we have to split it to 1,000 people.
The Kentucky Derby. I know Dante. I always see you on Facebook. You always have your selfie stick, taking your pictures.
No.
But unfortunately, you can't bring it to Kentucky Derby because they did ban selfie sticks.
Oh wow.
So Kentucky Derby.
Banning stuff.
Banning selfie.
That's amazing. We're
Is that the thing that holds up?
People
Right.
That's
Yeah, so
insane.
we're at the point where the Kentucky Derby is banning selfie sticks.
Wow.
Selfie sticks.
I hate this place.
It is
I hate
amazing
this place.
the world that we live in these days. That you ever would have thought that you'd have to say the Kentucky Derby is
The
banning.
Kentucky Derby
selfie
banned the selfie stick.
And all the stinking hats are fine.
Yeah.
I'm pissed.
Yeah, seriously. You can wear that
So you can't-
shitty hat, but you can't have a
You
selfie
can't
stick
wear
to
that.
take
You
a
can't
picture
use
of
the selfie stick to take a picture of
your huge
50-gallon
Yeah,
hat.
I'm sorry, this shitty hat that blocks 20 people behind me that paid thousands of dollars, but I can't stick a stick up in the air and take a selfie of myself because that's banned.
It's a weapon.
That's
Yeah,
fucking
but I don't get a reason
It's a
why.
weapon.
I don't get a reason why.
It's a terroristic weapon. You can use that to, unless the Derby has their own sticks.
Yeah.
So
They're gonna end up
NFL
selling.
would.
Yeah.
NFL has their officially team
Yeah.
licensed selfie sticks, probably. They don't. I don't
If you
know.
imagine everybody in the NFL stadium
Yeah.
sitting them things up in the
Has the evil logo on the side. Like, yeah.
That's right. Oh yeah.
It's gonna
It's
be
coming.
cold. Yeah.
It's coming.
I don't
know
think we're going to stand this out so long, but I do have a couple non-sports related things that I want to throw out there.
Here we go.
Former Johnny Cape +8 star, Dante's favorite show. John, the guy, he's a month
That's the
ago.
Asian guy,
there
right?
was he's the Asian guy. A month ago there was a picture and a video going on where he was because he's a DJ now. He's a DJ.
Oh Jesus.
He was
Christ.
DJing at a bowling alley in Jersey. He had a crowd of 3 people.
3 people.
But that was a month ago. Now he just got signed. He's doing a $20,000 gig at the pool at Harris.
Wow.
So we can all go check him out. He's local.
Full of Harris.
He's local. And he doesn't have his 8 kids anymore. So
That's shit.
Why would I want to see that guy? I don't even know who
he
he
paid
is.
20
So
grand.
literally, he could have brought his family and more people would have came. To see
Yeah, but it didn't. His family.
That's
so,
fucking. That's pathetic.
at a New Jersey bowling.
That's terrible.
Quickly, Justin Timberlake, he just made the greatest baby alive.
Yes, that's
So
a her.
we can all say, welcome Silas Randall Timberlake.
Wow.
You're officially the coolest and best baby ever.
Silas Randall.
Only in Hollywood.
Justin Bieber, he had a tough week.
The
He had a
leader.
tough week.
I'm a believer.
I know you are. I am, and he's been ripping me for this.
Oh,
I'm actually not a believer, but
Clown.
it's my new gimmick that I am with
no
believer.
talent clown.
He had a rough week. He got an arrest warrant issued for him.
Oh, I didn't hear
In
that.
Argentina. Yeah. Not in here, no, it's Argentina.
I thought he was starting a new way. He
No.
kept coming out
Well,
rose
this is
days.
from a 2015 assault case. 2013.
Assault.
So they
How do you
said-
assault?
He's fine. He just can't.
What
If
he saw.
he ever, no, he told somebody this. I don't know. one of his top routes.
He just can't come
But
back.
anyway, he can't come to Argentina
Wow.
ever again.
Who
So.
cares? Who the hell goes on?
But that wasn't it for Beeps. He wasn't done yet.
Done.
He wasn't done yet. He got kicked out of the Coachella Music Festival.
Oh, I saw
He got
that.
physically, like, I'm talking, Cash, you'd like this one. Grabbed him by his neck.
Nice.
Threw him out.
Bust him up.
Two last quick ones. Former NFL running back Lawrence Phillips, the 6th
yes.
overall pick of 1996.
He whacked his head with
Murdered his prison cellmate.
No, he did. Really?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Wow.
From 6th overall pick to not just already in jail for running over kids in a pickup football game, which that's why he's there.
That's why he was in jail.
Yeah, he would play a pickup football game with kids. Came back, we went, got his truck, came back and ran him over.
Wow.
But yeah, he murdered his cell roommate.
What a career. What a career.
Yeah, what a career.
NFL.
This is the last one I want to throw out because I thought this was hilarious. This is actually a topic for another day. Bobby Flay, Super Chef Bobby Flay.
Love Bobby Flay.
Filed for divorce with his wife. They had
She's actually pretty hot too.
2005. They got married. They had signed a prenup. Everything was legal. They agreed. If they got divorced, they'll get $5,000 a month for the whatever it's called.
That's tasty.
So he filed for divorce, and now she is suing him because the $5,000 wasn't enough for her anymore. Because even though you literally signed a legal document stating, "Hey, if we do get married, I don't get nothing but $5,000." Now she's saying, she actually said it's insulting that he only is giving her $5,000 a month.
That's insane.
So that's the U.S. initial win.
Yeah,
That's the U.S. court system.
It's amazing how a signed document.
You take the proper legal channel saying, "Hey, if we get divorced, you don't get shit. But my $5,000 a month, I'm fine. I swear, baby, I love you."
Yeah.
Signs it. Now it's over with, and now it's.
I would love to know what did she do before that? What was her life more than five? Was her life more than $5,000 a month?
I came into a restaurant. That's what it was. that's another case on that I can't get out. I had to mention that because that just
Takes a little flesh.
blew my blood.
It's terrible. Unreal. That was some wall report, man. It took overtime.
Well, that was sidetracked with the draft.
That was the Wall Street report. It was
Yeah.
long as shit.
Well, no, we talked the most was the draft thing. That was on my list.
Christ.
Well, Cash the King, and I got Mike your wall here to my right.
Second billing.
The second billing, yeah.
Moving on up.
Dante, you want to throw a little plug for your joint?
Big Heads.
Big Heads.
Yeah, Big Heads Bar in Ben Salem.
Street Road.
Street Road, right across from Parks Casino.
Here it is.
Come there, drop my name. I'll get you a drink on there.
Drink on Big D. You know?
I'm telling you, I've been there by experience Friday, Saturday night. The place goes up.
Yeah. Thanks for sitting in for the chef.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
All right. This is the Sports Goombahs Show. We're going to see you next week. Have a good one. Same sports station, same sports time.